Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, good. Welcome to anyone that's new, and welcome back to anyone that's rejoining us as usual. This is CloseHerSchool Live. I want to give anybody that's new a chance to introduce themselves if they would like. Gives us a chance to see your face. So before we start, let's do that, and then we can dive right in.
Yes.
All right, I guess I'll go first. Oh, all right. Someone else. Good.
You can go first, Dylan. It's okay.
Oh, all right. I didn't know someone else was talking. My bad. But yeah, I'm Dylan. I'm 24. This is my first class. Pretty excited to learn something new and to finally get back into the dating world. I've been single for probably about a year and a half now. Haven't really gone out to talk to any girls really. I just been working on myself, going to the gym, getting my money up. I finally moved into my own apartment, so been working on those base steps before going out and finding a girlfriend. So
good, smart, nothing wrong with that. Ideally, I've mentioned this before in the past, but since this is your first time, as men, we don't have the luxury of saying, oh, I'm gonna just work on fitness. Oh, I'm just gonna work on game. Oh, I'm just gonna work on finances, right? We have to kind of manage as best we can all three of them. I am the example that I'll tell people that, I've gotten to this point where I'm at now because I solely focused on pickup.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm so good. However, it wasn't until 5-6 years ago that I started working the wealth side of it, because I didn't care. To me, it was like I was making enough money. Like I got into pickup when I was 15. You give me $2,000 at 15, I'm happy. Like that's not that's good enough. And then as you get older, it's like, I'm doing fine. I have other sources of income coming in. It was never a thought of like, I need to really work on this. Oh, I need to have $300,000 set aside in case my mom needs a kidney, transplant or some shit.
Yeah.
Like you don't think at 15,
yeah, you don't think about
all the way to
things.
21, you don't think that shit at all.
No.
So now, like recently, like the last 6 years, I've been really focusing on the wealth and the health side of it. Like I've been eating better. I've been setting up things around the areas that I'm at so that I can eat well and that I can get exercise and I can move around and get everything aligned. Because otherwise it becomes this, you become dysfunctional in a way. Yeah, you can be the best pickup guy in the world. Like you can be the best pickup guy in the world. If your health is compromised, you're fucked. You're not going to go anywhere.
100%.
Make
a good foundations,
Yeah, absolutely. So smart. Good. Awesome, man. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Me too.
You're next, Martin.
Okay, cool, man. So yes, my first time here. Actually, Ali Nasser, who you probably been knowing for quite a while. He's been a good friend of mine for shit since 2014.
Cool.
Been single since November last year. We're in a 5-year relationship. I run 2 companies here in Norway, successful entrepreneur, but my game fucking sucks, man. Well, it doesn't fucking suck, but I needed to get it to the level that I know I can be at. So yeah, I'm really excited for this and grateful to be part of the group. So
awesome. As we dive in deeper, I would love for you to really clarify what success looks like. And this goes out to everyone here. The clearer you can set up your success, like what is it that you actually want out of this? Yeah, the girls. Okay, cool. Social skills, confidence, all this stuff is like surface level shit. Like that's what everyone here, if I tell you guys to put in the comments, same shit. Beyond that, what does it solve? What does your life look like? What do you want to accomplish with it? And unfortunately, until you have the skills, you're not going to know what's possible. So your goals are going to change along the way. But at least for now, being very clear, because look, I mean, think of it in the business way, right? If you're making a proposal to someone, do you want to leave it to like, success should be a feeling? hey man, we're going to do this business transaction. The way we're going to monitor success, whether I accomplished what I set out to do for you, is a feeling. I'm going to let you feel it out. No, you can't do it that way. It doesn't work for business and it doesn't work for pickup. This whole thing where you're just like, oh, do I feel like I'm getting better? You can't rely on that. You may not be doing better feeling wise, but you're doing better, because sometimes getting uncomfortable and have it not feeling good is what you need to do in order to grow. So all that stuff is irrelevant. You can't rely on the feeling. So what can you rely on? Quantifying it. Saying to yourself, what does success look like? Well, success looks like 50 sets a week. That's success. Success looks like 3 sets a day. I don't pass a day without opening 3 sets. Whatever it is that you have to tell yourself and make it as clear as possible what your goals are, the easier it's going to be to accomplish that. And if you leave it up to feeling, if you don't do that, then you're up to this, like, maybe I'll get the numbers in, maybe I don't. And that's what I'll start to say about that. But good, welcome. Glad to have you here. Single since November. Time to get some work done, time to get a girlfriend. The winter's coming. It's time to, holidays are there. It's better to have a girl to bring along and say, hey, this is the one for this year. That's what I usually do. Anytime I bring a girl back to my family, it's like I just introduce her. Hey guys, this is the one for this year. But all right, cool. Awesome. Anyone else new? All right. Fair enough. Awesome. Okay. What has been going on with me? I've been freaking the fuck out the last, 12, 14 hours, around there, 15 hours. Why? Some girl DM'd me on my account, my personal account, and she just like started talking to me. And I was like, let me entertain it. Sure, why not? She's like a 4.5, 5. But she's got fake boobs. So like, whatever, let's see where this goes. So I'm entertaining it. I'm talking to her. I'm just like running material that I've have for online stuff just to see how it hits, right? Like to me, it's just a practice set. Long story short, I have a soundbite for online eventually when you get her out of the social media, which is to say, hey, normally I would say, here, text me. I hate this chat. And then I leave my number. And then I say, just don't call and breathe real heavy on the phone, because that'll be a turnoff, right? Don't call and like make it weird, right? So that's usually the line. However, she asked me, like, where do I live in Vegas? And I said, why do you want to know where I live in Vegas? Do you plan on breaking into my house? And she said, no. And if I wanted to do that, I'm sure I could find where you live. So then I said, yeah. And I just left it. And I left a chat. And then all of a sudden I get a text message. And I kid you not, I pulled up the iMessage here because it's literally right in front of me. It says, yep, you're not hack proof. Don't worry. I don't plan on breaking in. Good night. This is at 1:39 in the fucking morning. So that's what I've been dealing with. I've been realizing, like, yeah, I'm definitely not hack proof. Like, I need to work on that. So if anyone here knows how to accomplish not being able to be searched, she got my number off the internet, which I'm sure is very easy to find because it's public records. Like, it makes sense. But I'd like to cut that out because that's not cool. So like, yeah, if anybody knows, shoot me a message after this. But that's what I've been dealing with. So I've been kind of like, ugh. And now it's like, she's got my number now. I didn't text back because I was like, nah, if I text back, then it confirms it. So I was like, nah, leave it alone. Leave it alone for now. But yeah, aside from that, just still working on the books, filming content. I have the Art of Cool coming up this weekend, followed by an Express Online Bootcamp. Art of Cool is sold out, but Express Online Bootcamp, there's still a couple spots. So if anybody gets incentivized to do that, shoot me a message. I'll walk you through it. The lesson for today is simple. So for the new guys, the way it usually works is it was supposed to be a Q&A. I was supposed to come on here and just take questions from everybody. However, as you will soon find out, most of the similar people that always ask the questions will keep asking questions. And then some people will kind of lurk in the shadows and just take it all in and almost put themselves under a waterfall of information, right? They just absorb it, let it flow through them, but they're not really participating. I've incentivized people to ask more questions because I will purge people occasionally. If people don't participate, if people aren't going out, they're not coming back with questions, I will definitely have a conversation with you and say, hey man, what the fuck? You're either paying for the month and not showing up, and maybe you're watching the recordings, I don't know, but when you show up, you don't ask questions, it doesn't seem like you're participating. Are we going to change this? And then if not, then I usually will kick you out. And then you have to go do some work and have to then talk to me about, like a child, why you weren't back on because you couldn't fucking keep up. Now, it doesn't mean that you're having to participate all the time. It just means like you're doing some work. The whole purpose of here is not to just to learn more stuff. That's not the goal. The goal is to go apply it and then test it out, see what happens. Hey man, I applied last session's material into my life, and this is what I got out of it. And that's what this is all about. And as anybody here will tell you, you can always send me messages along the way throughout the weeks just to keep me posted on what's going on. I always log things into a file. Everybody here has a file now that information will go in. So that way, if we work together as we move along, I know exactly what's being taught. I know what you've been exposed to, what you haven't, and then I can plan lessons accordingly so that things happen the way they should. There is a journey that has to happen in order for you to get really good at this. Unfortunately, I'd love to say, yeah, you can take it upon yourself to go take the information and learn. But as everybody that was, at the point where they needed help, or at that point right now, can tell you, reading stuff doesn't really solve it. I'll tell you why. Because when you internalize the information, you're internalizing it from your personal experience so far. You're not internalizing it like me. If I was to read the mystery method, if I was to read the mindset, if I was to take a boot camp, listen to the videos that I watch of myself, I get way more information processed, and I know exactly what's in store than the guy coming in that hasn't really been exposed that often. He's taking things that's pretty much surface level and then picking and choosing his own kind of understanding of it, which provides a couple of opportunities because he can get started, but also will put holes in his game because he doesn't yet see the clearer picture. So I try to expose you in the right way and take you on the journey that it takes with the right focus, instead of just piling everything on and then just letting you work with it, as opposed to you just going out and reading books, because that's what it is. But ultimately, the experience part of it is what separates the guys that get good at this or not. You can spend years and years and years learning this system, that system, watching this video, that video. And the truth of the matter is, you're not going to learn on YouTube. YouTube isn't a place where you go to learn. Instagram isn't a place that you go to learn. That's just to lure you guys in, just to get you guys to hear, so that you can get in front and see that there's a lot more to do here. So yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. For the lesson part of it is gaming locations. I don't think most guys consider gaming locations as a thing. I think they let it unfold. I think they don't prepare themselves for success because they yet have not experienced success, or they're not accustomed to experience success more so than not. And what that means is, if you go out every weekend and you're not getting some girls, right, to want to either go to another venue with you, see you again, the girls aren't chasing you, you're never going to prepare for that, because you're always caught up with, I got to get the girls to chase me. So it can expose itself in ways like, you don't get a Netflix subscription because I don't have girls coming back to my house yet. Why do I need to get the subscription? Well, you get the subscription because without it, you won't bring a girl back to your house. If you, in the back of your mind, know your house isn't clean, it's not organized, you got 3 guys staying with you that are all fucking weird, would you bring a girl back? You wouldn't. Now, if the opposite, if you prepare your location to bring a girl back, you're more likely to bring a girl back. It's a subconscious thing that works in your mind so that you can facilitate the process moving forward. If you know that ahead lies a roadblock, shit, man, my phone broke. I don't have Uber on as accessible. There's no taxis and I don't have my car here. How do I get back to my house? Right? It's that situation. You got to be prepared. So preparing the gaming locations is key to success. Now, there's two types of mindsets to go into it so that you can prepare. You need your going out mindset around the gaming locations. And then you need the I'm going on a date mindset of the gaming locations. So what's the difference? Well, when you're going out to do sets and get some work in and try to make a night happen, you need to focus on three areas. You need to focus on the gaming location. That's the place that you're going to go do work. You need to focus on the comfort location. What if it works out? What if it works out and the girl wants to come back or go somewhere? Where do you go from there? Most guys think the comfort location is at their house. It's not. You don't build comfort at your house. You build comfort at your house once you have the girl in your life. Now she's coming over and now you guys are going to hang out, build comfort, awesome stuff. But prior to sex, you don't want a girl in your house hanging out because why? You want 4 or 5 hours spending with a girl at your house so then you can sleep with her? Or do you want to just get in your house and take each other's clothes off and have sex? I like the second narrative. It's sexier. It's more of the story she wants to tell her friends, as opposed to we went back to his house and then, he poured drinks and we talked and we watched a movie and then 4 hours later we had sex. It's just not as sexy. It's not as especially when you can write the narrative however you want. You create the narrative. It's just it's literally this, either right, I'm going home, or left, I keep going out, and you just keep going out. Now you need to specify what those comfort locations are. So for example, I like to, guys will know this, even on boot camp, I don't go to nightclubs. That's not where I go to game. If it's too loud to be heard, it's not the place to practice. It's not ideal. So I'll only go to a nightclub with a girl. So if I meet a girl at like a lounge or a bar or wherever, right? I'm at dinner, it's 8 o'clock. If I'm at the restaurant bar, for example, and I meet a chick and the set goes well, after dinner, right, I'll say, you should tag, I'm going to be at this place. You should tag along. I'll be there right after dinner. Seriously. And then if she's having dinner there, you can obviously go together. If she's leaving, for example, or she's waiting on friends and it's going to be another 30 minutes and then they're going to, if the timing doesn't work, then just say you're going to be there and she can tag along. And then she'll meet you there. But you want to start building locations, right? I'll build attraction. I'll get to the point of from A1 to A3 at the first place. And then I can tiptoe into comfort if the set is worthy, right? I'm not doing this to every set. This is if the girl is worthy. I'm not getting into comfort with girls I don't want. Why? It's no point. I'm not practicing with girls that don't matter. Not in comfort. I have to practice up until the attraction material gets done, because I have to get good at making girls attracted to me, no matter if they're ugly or pretty, right? That's the goal. Because then you can decide. That's if you could do that, right? If you could go into every set and make the girls attracted to you, now you can decide if this is worth, they're attracted to me now. I see it, they're investing. Do I want to go forward or not? Well, are they hot enough? That's the question that you're going to answer. And then if they are, then you go explore further. And then what I mean when I say that all that matters is if they're hot or not, because it's really all that matters. You're not going to get to know her there, in that 20 minutes. So it's just if she's hot. If she's hot, you move forward. Great. Now we're into comfort. You can start getting to know the person. Okay. So that's what I actually mean. So you're going to have that comfort location figured out as well. right? It doesn't have to be a nightclub. See, if I go to the nightclub, I'm opening sets to demonstrate that I'm a social person to her so that I can get that off, right? And let her see, shit, this is the guy that can fucking do it. But I'm also there because it's loud. Now I can get closer. I can have her massage me because it's everything but talking. We talked before. We talked up until that point. So 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on the set, right? All the way up to now we're in another venue, the comfort venue. Now it's just me and her. I get to kiss her and roll off a bunch of times to show her that I can walk away. I get her to give me a massage, TV test, right? All these routines are gonna, these comfort routines and Kino routines, right? Touching her and having her touch me. All these things are gonna be played out there. Why? Because it's fucking loud. I can get right up in her ear and whisper something and then just bite her earlobe and then make a facial expression and go, you know, I can do all this stuff. It's all good. It's loud. What else am I going to do? Have a conversation, run the cube? Like, what am I doing? You know, so that's the goal, is to figure out the comfort location. Now, if you're at a venue, the comfort location could be inside the venue. If that's all you have, like if you live in a certain city where there's like one fucking club, right? There's like one club. That's all we got. Like I'm from a town in New Jersey where there was one club. When I was 15, 16, there was one nightclub. That was it. That was open. That's it. So if you're in that club already, right, there's no place to bounce. Well, then if there's places of food that are open still, bounce there. That's a good comfort location. Like you can get hungry in the middle of a set. You can just say, I'm starving. There's a pizza place literally 2 doors from here. I'm going. You should tag along. Now, again, if you don't have the set there, if the girl's not into you, she's not going to go. But if she is, if you've gotten to the point where attraction is built, right, then you can say, I'm going to do this, tag along, and she will. You'll lead, she'll follow. It's just how that works. She wouldn't want to compromise missing out on a cool guy. That's different. So let's go along with this and see, as long as she knows that you're not going to fucking kidnap her, you're good. So 2 doors down, there's a pizza place. Let's go. Sometimes I'll bring a pizza back. I'll get a slice and then I'll bring a whole pizza back to the club because it's funny. Now, I don't do that to every club because not every club's going to let you in with a pizza, but certain clubs that I have ins in, I will definitely bring, I order food. Why not? So that's what I want to do. I want to get her moving from location to location and just starting to get comfortable. So having that already picked as opposed to figuring it out on the spot. Like I know if I go to that club in New York, literally 2 doors down, there's a pizza place that's open. So let's go there. Like I know this. And when I was in LA, I used to go to a sushi place. And then after that, there was like a bar type of thing where there's like people doing happy hours and stuff. And then right across the street on the corner, there was a cocktail lounge. So like if I met a girl at the sushi place, the restaurant thing with the bar, I would just bounce there and say, oh, I'm going to be over there. You guys should tag along after dinner. And then most of the times they would go because they were planning on anyways. It's what people do when they're in that area. They usually go to one and they end up there because at nighttime they start to have a better vibe. So post dinner on a Friday, you do that. But the point is that you need to start thinking this stuff out. So your gaming location, your comfort location, and then also your seduction location. Now, if you're in a city, that could be an Airbnb, that could be your hotel, that could be whatever. I like hotels, honestly. Since doing Vegas, I like a hotel. The spontaneity of it, if you meet somebody on the fly on a night, and then you're in a hotel, like sometimes, like I live in Vegas, and sometimes I will book a hotel for the weekend just to do shit, just to kind of be there. So if you're out of the city where you're at, that's fine. If you're at home, preparing your place so that the girl can be impressed when she arrives. Now, I've had students that will send pictures of their apartments and their shit. Me and certain students have talked about what they can do in order to spruce their place up. You should make your place capture as many sensations as possible so that when girls get there, it's a sensory overload when it comes to all the stuff that's happening in your house. You should have different visuals, different things that she can hear, different smells, hopefully good, because otherwise you're going to fuck yourself. Right. And there's all these different things that you have to prepare in order to make the experience come full circle, because you don't want to just let it go once she's at your house. Right. Like imagine that, like you got your game down. It's all good. Like your fucking routines are there, right? The material's there, the structure, all your pillars, the 7 pillars. And if this is foreign to anyone here, you need to get caught up to speed with it. I have a email that as soon as you're done with this call, send me a DM and ask, hey man, I need the how to start email. I will send it to you because you all need that. But I need you to ask it after the class because you got to jump through a hoop as well. Otherwise, if everything is handed to you, you don't value it. So reach out if that's the case, but you need to have all that material fucking figured out. All that stuff needs to get mastered. And then all of a sudden it works. And then all of a sudden, shit, the girl's coming back to your place. And then she gets there and it's just a regular place. The magic dies. It's like, oh, I met a cool guy. Oh shit, he was funny. He was awesome. He was fucking different. He showed me that he can talk to other people. Like all the stuff I've said already, all that stuff is great. But then she gets to your place and just regular guy place. It's a bummer. The magic dies off a bit. And then you get this like, oh, if you were to quantify it and look at the numbers, you would see you would close a lot less because it's not ready. It's not ready to make her feel what she needs to feel in order to make it happen. So just things to consider. And then also in the date side, right? If I'm going on a date, right? Same thing. If I was in LA, it would be that sushi place. Why? Because the fucking bar is right in the corner. I'm just going there for dinner. Instead of going there for drinks, I go there for dinner now. Like, no problem. Here, there's Cosmopolitan. I mean, anybody that's been to Cosmopolitan with me, there's a drink on the secret menu. Any girl in my life has to go through that routine. It's a routine now. It's become a routine. And all it is it's the secret drink that's on the menu that makes your mouth numb when you drink it. Because there's a flower that you chew, and then the flower numbs your mouth, and then it's a ginger drink. Ali, you've had it, right? Yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys in here, if they've worked with me before, they've had it. It's a good experience. It's like the drink is weird. There's definitely better tasting drinks, but the experience is unique. Every girl has to get run through that. So go to dinner at the Cosmo, somewhere, steakhouse, whatever, and then or Mama Fuku, whatever, and then go. Hey, have you had a verbena? No, what's that? Well, here we go. And then walk down and go to the bartender and run the routine. And then get everybody involved so she can see it. And then everybody's like, wait, did you say secret menu drink? And then I'm like, yeah. And then you have a moment. It all paints a picture. And then she comes back. The place is set up right. And it's not a matter of spending a lot of money to make your place great. Yes, of course, the more money, the more you can definitely spend on making your place great, of course. But it's about creating the feeling of abundance, if not actually. And you can create the feeling of abundance very easily. You buy a 10-pack of toothbrushes, put them in the drawer. It's going to cost you like $6. It doesn't have to be branded. They're for guests. They're disposable ones. Get fucking cheap ones. Put them in a drawer. When girls stay over, they'll open the drawer like, hey, if you need a toothbrush, second drawer. She'll open the drawer and shit, there's like fucking 10 toothbrushes here. I mean, ideally there's like 20, 25, 30, 50, a fucking whole drawer full. And then obviously there's, if you want to take it up a notch, you can get personal little sleeves, like those little plastic cases. And then you can have a Sharpie in there and say, hey, when you're done, grab a case, throw it in there, and then write your name on it. And then the next level would be to grab a couple once you buy it and write some girls' names on it and then leave it there so she can see that there's girls in your life. And then the next level is to actually have girls in your life so you don't have to do that, and then you move on. But like Ali, you've done that, right? You've done the toothbrush thing, right? Does it work?
Yes, it does. She saw it and she asked something, and I went away. And then she wrote her own name and she left it.
Yeah,
So-
they do it all the time. It's just compliance. And then they'll come back and they'll say, oh, you know, you got a lot of girls in your drawer. And then you leave a guy's name in there too. Did you see Mike's name? Mike is in there too. So if you're implying that I'm sleeping with everybody in that drawer, that's news to me and Mike. I'll tell you that. You know, like it's and you can run it, man. All I'm saying is prepare. If nothing else, what you'll get from me is that I'm an obsessive of preparation. I believe in preparing moments so that it's special. And then it becomes you. Like, you don't do nothing else. It's not like something I go and do. Like, this is just part of it. Like, when I go buy toilet paper, I get so much toilet paper. It's like ridiculous. Open the drawer, it's like fucking like 30 packs of toilet paper. Like, it's excessive. And again, toothbrushes, toilet paper, all this nonsense, just the feeling of abundance. And then as you increase your wealth and you can have more stuff, then you can, you know, buy the cool stuff, buy the art, buy the table that's, you know, designed by this guy and this, that, and the other, buy the whole light system so that your place gets lit up when they walk through, all that stuff. So yeah. So then for the date, right? The meeting location where you're going to go for the date doesn't have to be a restaurant, doesn't have to be food, doesn't have to do nothing like that. You can literally just walk around somewhere. You can go to a museum, you can go somewhere, but the point is plan for it. And you can have different ones, right? As you move along, you should have just like routines, just like your stack, like what you're going to run and talk to people with. You should have a couple of your gaming location stacks. Where do you start? Where do you go after? What about where do you end off? And you can try those out. And then as you level up, you'll have particular date stacks for particular types of girls. Like if I date a model, right? If I legit, she's a fucking model. She's been through some shit. She has experience. She's connected. I have to do something that she's not familiar with, that she's not used to, right? So what is the polar opposite of when guys are trying to impress her? What would they do? Well, let's do that. And if that means that she's coming over and helping me clean the house, well, she's coming over to clean the fucking house. Hey, we should hang out. And then she gets to my house and it's like all the cleaning stuff is out. And it's like, oh yeah, before we do, I have to clean my house. You got to help. Oh no, I don't want to help. All right, well then you have to leave because I have to clean my house. And then she just drove there for nothing, which obviously doesn't happen often. But if not, she has to clean the house. I gotta see how good she cleans. Otherwise, what? Like, I'm gonna wait to find out 6 months in that she doesn't like to clean the house? No, let's find out right now. So like that's what I would do. Now, again, I'm only doing that if the girl is like used to value. If she's used to, like, you know, guys calling in places that have reservations for 3 months out and they can get a table and that's the value that they're presenting, then I'm going to bring her to my house to clean. If she's not used to that, then we can go out. We can go do something cool. It's all about, again, preparing for a feeling. You have to manage, what do you want her to feel? What is she used to? And whatever she's used to, well, up until then has led to failure. So don't do anything that she's used to. Hint at it, make it familiar. Don't be totally off left field where she can't recognize it, but just lead her with familiarity. It's the same shit with you guys, right? Lead you down the path of, I dangle the carrot of you're going to get laid, more girls in your life. But really, once you're here, it's about getting your shit together. That's why the girls aren't happening. If you had all your shit together, like if you were a fucking, the 2.0 version of yourself, healthier, more muscles, right? More intelligent, funnier, more social skills, more money. Can you see how girls would be chasing you? I mean, it's obvious. It's just what it is. So it's building those skills across the board. Now, the wealth and the health stuff, I don't dive into. That's not why you come to me. There's other guys that are more qualified to teach you health and wealth for sure. However, the pickup stuff, the social stuff, you're in good hands. So take advantage of that. Ask your questions here and off the comments, everyone, and you're going to get more out of it than just lurking in the shadows and not participating and things like that. Like I do the posts, to be honest with you, it's more just to keep people active. If people just straight up take the time to just drop a comment on those posts, this is not an engagement pitch. This is literally so that it solidifies for you. If you literally like, if there's a lesson there and the lesson is, you know, always follow the 3-second rule. If you literally were to put a comment, yeah, you always follow the 3-second rule, no matter what, you're just telling your brain more shit, which is another part of it, right? In order for you to get really good at this, you have to start to solidify it with the language. And if you have, you know, I was put in a position to teach. I was teaching very early on, you know, a year after I got into pickup, I was already coaching for Mystery and his company at the time. So with that said, it's like teaching it helped me solidify a lot of the stuff as well. So whether you're teaching it to your wing, whether you're commenting it to each other, because guys in here also talk to each other. Some guys will reach out and say, hey man, I liked your vibe. Hey man, I saw that you had good things to ask on CloseHerSchool Live. You know, this is happening. What do you usually do? Right? Getting in touch with the guys that are here. Most people don't take advantage of that, man. Like you guys are all here because you guys are at least on the same wavelength as far as what you want out of this, which hopefully should be to master these skills. And if that's the case, no matter who's here, whether the guy is better than you or he's less proficient than you, talking to him is going to help either way. Because if he's better, you'll learn, and if from him, and if he's not, you can teach him. You can say, hey man, this is what I would do. Now, I would recommend that you look within this space other than trying to do that outside, because it's hard to find a wing. Literally everybody that I talk to, that's everybody's problem. Trying to find a guy to go out with, trying to find a guy to talk this shit out with. That's why I make myself available, because I know there aren't many. There aren't people on that same wavelength that can have conversations. But if you're in the right headspace and you get the language and you get what we're doing here, then you're gonna be fine. And that's what I would recommend to everybody, is to get involved with the guys that are in here first. Let's see here. What is the best comfort location from your experience? You mentioned places like bars, but yeah, dude, comfort locations could be anywhere. It's just where do you prepare it? And everyone should be different, right? Depending on the city that you're in, it's going to be completely different than for me. Like if I'm in Amsterdam, right, and I go to Jimmy Woo, whatever it's called, the fucking nightclub there, right? What's my comfort location? We're walking through the park at like 3 a.m. That's my comfort location. We're going to sit down on the bench. We're going to talk it out. We're right there. It's literally convenient. I'm not going to get in an Uber and go to a different venue and try to find a different venue and go to the Bulldog and none of that. Like I'm going to just go to the park, spend another 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes there, and then I'm going home. I'm exhausted. You're more than welcome to come over, have one more drink, and then you got to go because I have to be up early tomorrow. And then start it off there and then do my thing from there. But that's everybody's going to be different here. The point should be to grab the principles so that you can apply it to your specific scenario. Certain things are for everyone, like the routines. Everybody here is going to most likely run the same routine, well, handful of routines to get themselves the skills. Certain things are standardized, but then after we get past a certain point, it starts to be case by case, because you can't, it's like, hey man, how many sets should I be doing during the day? Well, if you're in New York City, it's very easy to do 12 sets in 2 hours. There's people everywhere normally. If you're in some village in, Finland, doing 16 sets in the daytime, walking around is going to probably be a little harder. And if you can, the next day, you're fucked because it's going to be the same people walking around. So it's all case by case. So I try to at least lead you down that mentality of like, standardize as much as you can of the stuff that should be standardized, but then also look independently at like, what and then also what type of girl do you want? That's going to play a factor in too, right? Type of girl that you want. Everybody here needs to know exactly who that girl is. The more you can say that's who she is, the easier it is to get her. Because then you can prepare what it's going to feel like, not just the date, but the whole interaction. So that's the point there. But just to give you some ideas, right? The comfort location could be any place where it's a date location. It's more about how you take the vibe. It's more about the routines you use. It's more about what you establish within the context of the comfort location. The less energy, the better, because you want to start moving over. But depending on what time of the night you're starting, you need to go more energy. So it's, again, case by case. You know, if I meet the girl at 7 p.m., the first set of the night, I fucking go in and it's her. She's the dream girl. I can't just, you know, say, hey, 30 minutes in, 40 minutes in, let's go take a walk on the park and go back to my place. I mean, I can, but does it write the right narrative? You know, is it the right story? Not really. You know, she'd like to ideally go to a different venue, party a bit, and then she'd be ready to go to the park or go to somewhere else. So again, case by case, girl by girl, you want to just have a game plan set up, a default one, just like your stack, right? Obviously, like if there's a 10, there's routines, that sound bites, things that you can say that hits the 10s way harder. Like if I go up to like the bottle girl, right, and she's drop dead gorgeous, and I say, I'm mentally in my pajamas. I wasn't supposed to come out tonight. My friends dragged me out. I know for a fact she's going to relate to that because she's also mentally in her pajamas. It's just Friday night. It's work for her. So she's going to say, oh my God, I know, I feel the same way. Like I've ran this so many times that this is exactly what happens. I know this, but until I can get the standard routines and the openers down, I shouldn't try to open with that just because it doesn't set you up. Because you want to get good at the delivery, how you say things. And if you're not using the core fundamental routines to establish your delivery, you're not doing it right. So everything has to come at the right time. But just, I say all that because with the comfort locations, you're essentially doing the same thing. You're preparing based off where you are right now, what you want to accomplish, because that's all you can do. And then once you start to get more girls chasing you, getting girls in your life, girls that are willing to go, then you're going to say, okay, you know what? Park isn't ideal here. There's a lot of guys in that fucking park, and that was a weird experience. Fuck that. We're not going back there anymore. You know, like you can do that. And then you're going to fine tune it based off where you are and things like that. At what point should you use a false time constraint? The earlier, the better, right? But here's the thing. A false time constraint shouldn't be used if you don't have to, right? What he means is a false time constraint is giving the illusion that you're not there to stay, either verbally or non-verbally. I personally don't like them. I don't like to tell a girl, oh, I got to get back to my friends. But before I go, you know, oh, I got to get back to my friends, but answer this. Like, I don't like that. If I to say it is not as powerful as to demonstrate it. You want to get like, you want to start getting good at demonstrating your ability to not stay. So if I say, hey, I got to get back to my friends, but then I sit down and I face the group and I'm blocked in and I'm fucking leaning in and looking at them, I'm there to stay. It doesn't matter what I tell them, I'm there to stay. So the nonverbal is better, and you can do things like body rocking, right? Where you don't stand still. You just move you shift the weight from one leg to the other, from one foot to the other, so that you rock in and out. You should always open over the shoulder or even over the back so that you maintain the I'm not here to stay plausible deniability. The second you turn to the group, the second you give them your chest, right? You essentially have given and telegraphed interest. That's why Mystery will say go over the shoulder, and I agree 100%, go over the shoulder. But I've also learned if you go over the back, it's even better, because over the back is like I'm not even willing to turn. It's like, hey, settle this for us. It's like, who the fuck is this guy not committing? So I like both. I either or. Honestly, I don't think one is better than the other. They're both good depending on what you're trying to convey, their tools, but definitely both for sure, not just over the shoulder, because to remove that aspect of it, especially if the girls are hotter, You can go over the back. It hits better with the hotter girls over the back. So yeah, so I like the nonverbal ones. And then also you can do things like, you know, get up from your chair and tuck it in and then say, yeah, before I go, and then sit back down again. You can do things like that if you're halfway through the set. Like if you're doing, like, let's say you're running your captivator, right? Your DHV routine, and you see that, shit, the delivery isn't on. So that's why the girls aren't really into it. You can then get up, literally just do this. You get up and you just go. And then you just sit back down. Like it's literally just that. While saying, actually, before I go, and then into the next routine. Because what you'll find is if they're not as into the material, they'll look at what the fuck is this guy about to do? Is he getting up? Is he leaving? And then it's enough for you to get them back in with another routine. However, if you find that if you go into the set, you're not opening, like the girls aren't even listening to you, like, hey guys, and they turn away, right? Then you should do the nonverbal, the verbal false time constraint. Because that means like perceptively, what you look like is turning girls off. And that could be a mix of your hygiene, your style, or lack of style, and just general presence that you're coming off with. So if you see that, like, you know, hey guys, and girls are turning away, then you should go, hey guys, got to get back to my friends, because then it loads it up. It loads up a little bit more of that. He's not here to stay, and they might give you a bit more. But overall, if you're just an average guy, you don't look weird, and you use the hey guys with over the shoulder, no false time constraint, it should all be good. And then as long as when the girls hook, as long as when they answer, right? Or at least answer you verbally, non-verbally with like, you know, go on, talk. As long as that happens and you don't turn, it still gets the false time constraint accomplished. And that's how I prefer to do it. It's more subtle, but it hits better. Okay, so what I wanted to do for this session is give everybody an opportunity to run their material, because I realize we haven't done that yet, where people can go here, run their openers, they can run their stack if they have a stack ready, and get feedback. Because that's what ideally what we do in field, right? Is you go do, you know, I'll demo, sure, no problem there. But I also more likely am more serviceable not demonstrating, as most guys think. They think that, oh, you know, if I watch you, I'll learn. Like, dude, you can't even see the subtleties of what the fuck I'm doing. So you're going to see very limited in scope of what's going on. Now, if you go into it and you start to process it and you feel certain things and, shit, then I can tell you, hey man, did you notice this? And you're like, fuck, I didn't then, but I do now. And it's more powerful. So with that said, the purpose of a boot camp is that, right? Is that you're here live, you get to open a dozen sets a night, ideally, hopefully, if not more, and get fucking constructive feedback each time. And then boom, you're adjusting for the next one. You're shedding the skin of who you were after that set that, you know, you came out of, and now you're going into the new set with the new set of scales and protection and skills. And then after that one's done, you shed that one just like a snake. You're just literally just fucking transforming as you go. But we don't get to do that with CloseHerSchool Live. So I figured today would be the perfect time. You know, we're halfway through the year, a little bit more. We haven't done it. Why not? Why not get, and if you're new, run your opener. Pretend that, you know, we're all hot girls and you got to run your shtick. And how would you do it? Whether it is, hey, I just had to come over here because I think you're beautiful, and I had to say hi. I couldn't let this opportunity pass us by. It's something lame like that. Or you have the fucking heat ready because you know the hot girls don't give a fuck, right? Whether you're coming in to get to know them. Yeah, obviously, fucking hot, bro. I'm the hottest chick here by miles. Of course you're coming over to say hi. Just because you have the balls don't mean I want to suck them. That's it, you know. So that's what I would suggest we do for this lesson. And then at the end of that little section, if you guys want me to run any routines so that you have them, I'll be happy to run them. Let's see here. Life, like if the combo is going great, there's no need to use it. How to handle Amog from the iPhone. Whoever the iPhone is, by the way, you need to change that so that there's a name there. Otherwise, I will kick you out next time. As the emails, this is just compliance, basic compliance on the email. Don't have it say fucking no name, iPhone nonsense, weird fucking shit. I want to put a name to who that is. It's probably Rory. That's what it is. It's Rory on his other phone. Watch. I get the comment. Amog stuff, way out of scope, at least for today. We're not talking anything Amog. How do you handle Amogs? You have, again, just like everything else, you prepare lines. You prepare sound bites, right? Gabba gabba shnabba gabba. What? I said cocksucking makes you deaf. You know, like you prepare lines for it. That's how you handle them. And then also don't be the guy that guys are gonna Amog. If you're getting Amogged, by the way, like if that's a thing that you're dealing with constantly right now, and you don't have girls, right? Because when you have girls, more guys will Amog for sure, right? If I go in with like 2 9s and I'm having dinner and I'm going, you know, I'm at a bar, I'm at the bar, for example, guys will interact. If the waiter is like one of those like, he thinks he's smart and he's slick, he's gonna definitely try more. So it happens. But if you're not having girls around and you're getting Amog, that's because you're the type of guy that looks like he can get Amog. And that is down to sheer size, right? If you're not threatening as far as size go, if they feel like they can fuck with you and get away with it, that's when guys Amog. That's when I Amog. I'm not gonna Amog the fucking skinhead Russian dude who's got like, you know, tattoo on his eyelid, you know, and I'm in Russia and he's like, you know, like that, he's got fucking, you know, a suit on, he looks like a fucking mafia guy. I'm not just gonna go in and Amog that guy, you know? And most likely he wouldn't Amog me either. But if you're getting Amogged, it's because they don't see you as a threat and they have to test it. They have to see like, you know, how much can we get away with? A lot of guys get their value and think that girls give them value when they do that to other guys. And to be honest, they do. When I'm in set, right? Or like when I'm with a girl and another guy tries to come into my set, when I blow him out and we laugh, they love it. It makes them attracted. That's why guys do it, because they know, like, if I do this correctly, the girls will laugh. The girls will find it funny. They'll see that, like, we're in a different league than these people. He let that guy know that, you know, we're better. Just the reality of life. Can you talk about how to run A2? I've seen information, but I'm not having success at it, and I want to be more efficient. Do you know any routines effectively? Do I know any routines? Oh, God. And how it's supposed to run. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so just breaking it down real quick. You guys gonna need 4 areas, okay? You're gonna need your openers, right? Your approach material. That's your A1, as Mystery had it in Mystery Method. In A2, you're gonna split that to 2 areas now. You're gonna split into a stimulator, something that is fun, right? That's makes them laugh so they can see that you're funny. And then you're going to also have a captivator, right? Which is your DHV routine, something that builds values through DHVs. DHVs are demonstrations of higher values, pre-selection, leader of men, protector of loved ones, healthy emotions, willingness to walk away, successful risk taker. Don't worry too much about writing them all down. The recording of this will be available tomorrow, so you can always go back to it. Point is, opener allows you to show that you're different because you're coming in with different things than other guys are coming with, right? The typical nonsense. Stimulator shows that you're fun. You're not a one-trick pony with the opener. You're not the guy that's going around with the survey type shit or saying the same lines. You're actually 2 for 2. Captivator is slowing it down. Now you get to build some value. Now she cares because prior to that, she doesn't. If you try to build value, which was Mystery Method before, right? You open and then you try to build value. She doesn't care. Until she laughs and she's having a good time, she doesn't give a fuck about listening to you, at least the hot ones. So you have to show her that you're fun in the stimulator and then build value on the captivator side. So the way that it is, it's open, stimulator, captivator, and then qualify, get her to invest. That's how you test your game, right? When you get to the qualifier and you say something like, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? Her answer and the why, depending on how much investment there is what tells you, shit, your game was good. If she answers like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to play this silly game, well, then your game sucks. That's just what it is. She doesn't care to keep you. She doesn't care to impress you. She's not dancing for you. Now, if she says, oh my God, superpower, I don't know, but let me think, hold on. I'd want to blah, 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 blah. Why? Cause blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's definitely what I would do. Depending on that investment that she has, you can tell she's into you. And then you would make the decision, do I keep this going forward because it's a girl worth going forward with? Or no, I don't want to go forward with this because it's a practice set. I'm just building momentum. It's my 5th set in, whatever. And then if that's the case, you can say, okay, that's a great answer. Look, I got to get back to my friends, but it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I'm sure we'll run into each other sooner rather than later. And then most likely she's going to be like, what the fuck? This was going great. What's going on here? Do you want to get my number? And then you're going to get some ugly girl that's chasing you. And that's step 1. You got to get some ugly girls to chase you. If you can't get the ugly girls to want to chase you, how are you going to get the hot girls to chase you? And then you get used to that. You get used to walking away from girls that want to close you. So that when the girls are hot and you do the same thing, hopefully, they'll do the same. They'll say, wait a second. And I've said this to every guy. Go up next time you have a set with a girl that you're after, like fucking girl that's hot and worthy. Halfway through the set, just go, hey, this has been fun, but I actually have to get going. So I'm sure we're going to run into each other sooner rather than later. We don't even need to exchange numbers. The universe is going to align us. Watch. Just say that and just see how she behaves. She can't handle it. If it's going well, she'll just go like, wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, take my number. I'm not leaving this to chance. Like she'll say things like that. And I've demoed this for Ali, literally with this French girl in London, where I just told her, I was like, there's no point in me giving you my number. I have an American number. What are you gonna call it? Weird. I'm sure the universe is gonna align us again. If you're out tomorrow or out later or out next week, we're gonna run into each other. I can feel it. And then I just turned around and she like grabbed my arm. She's like, no, in her little French accent, I'm not leaving it to chance. Like, all right. It was so romantic. I gave her my number. I was like, all right, take my number then. Figure it out. But yeah, like you have to get used to, even when things are going well, being able to say and walk away, because it's the demonstration of higher value, right? One of the attraction switches is walking away. I love it. Like, oh, when girls say, oh, what's your number? And I'm like, Instagram is better. I like doing those things, like the stuff that they do, right? Like when you want to get their number and they don't want to give it to you. So they're like, do you have Instagram? Right? I'll do that. And if I'm fucking around with them, I'll go, do you have Snapchat? Because I don't. You're good. Do you have Snapchat? Yeah, let's exchange Snapchats. And then I pause and I let them feel that. And I go, I'm joking. My number is, and then I give them my number. Just because for that brief moment, I want them to feel like, yo, look who's chasing who. So yeah, it's just, it just works in that way, where the more you prepare, the better you are at handling those moments. So if you're working those 4 areas, you're going to have to prepare material for them. If you're starting out, I don't recommend diving all the way in because there's a lot to process there. So again, the how to start email should clear that up for you guys that are starting out. And I consider people starting out once they're here. Like whatever you did prior to this, whoever you learned from, what you've listened to, I don't care, honestly, straight up, because I've heard people come from everyone so far. And everybody's got fucking holes in their game. Everybody needs to level up. Everybody isn't where they need to be. So with that said, yeah, none of that really matters. What matters is what you do from here. And the more you can clean the slate and come into it with a more like, whatever it is going on here, I'm going to adopt, the better you'll be. This is not a thing where you can take what you want and then apply it and find a system within the system. Oh, I'll just create my version of it. I can tell you right now, your opener is not going to be better than the ones that I can give you, at least if you're starting out. just because we've tested those over decades, and multiple guys have run those routines, students, masters, and I've fine-tuned everything as far as the material that you would get from me. All of that stuff is fucking pristine as far as it hitting. So I would recommend, if you're getting into it, commit fully to this system, 30 days, and see what happens. And I guarantee you, your game will get worse because you'll be processing new information. But after, if you keep it going, your game will get a lot better. And that's kind of how that goes. And then you're starting to make your way to the mountain of mastery, which is technically where you have to find yourself at. So yeah, let's see if there's any more questions. These questions are piling up. Let's see here. Oh, and by the way, A2, right? Your stimulators and captivators, you're getting that on your Express online bootcamp. So no sense in handling it here. For the group of all women, I'm having trouble saying hey guys versus easier to say hey girls. Is there a standard to use the very beginning of the approach? Yes, absolutely. Hey guys versus hey girls changes the entire narrative. One is you acknowledging the fact that they're girls. Why is that a factor? Are you thinking about the fact that they're girls? Why would you be thinking that? You're just trying to have a conversation. So yeah, no, I would definitely not go, hey girls. Also, it sounds creepier. Hey girls. Even worse is hey ladies. Like, fuck me, man. Like, you want to make the game harder on yourself, do things like that. Absolutely. Yes, I would look, man, nothing is unintentional. And if it is, it's an opportunity that you can make it intentional. And that's how I look at things. Great question, overlooked a lot of the times, but yes, absolutely. You will be doing everything for a purpose, especially within the first few seconds where you have to make the best impression, right? That's what you get. You're buying time. You open your mouth to talk. As soon as the attention is locked on you, you're in the buying time game. That however good the opener is going to buy you time for the stimulator. However good the stimulator is going to buy you time for the captivator. However good the captivator is, buys you time for qualification, right? Asking her the question. And it's a buying time game. So why not put yourself in the best position, right? Hey guys, just like you're talking to some dudes, just like you're talking to people that you're not trying to have sex or impress. It's just, hey guys. Sometimes I don't even say that. I get right into it. I go, settle this for us, and then I'll just do it. My friends and I, we've been arguing this. Next round of drinks depends on it. Brad Pitt or Angelina, one night, who would you pick? See, I'm going to go with Brad Pitt. Oh, stop it. Stop it. I didn't say it had to be sexual. This one over here. God. Brad Pitt, I'll tell you why. Cigars, whiskey. I get to have my Clooney talk. Do you know how long I've been trying to find out what George Clooney's doing? Angelina Jolie is going to try to build a school and adopt some kids. I'm not in that headspace, man. It's Friday night. I'm in Vegas. Am I right? Done. Right? That's way better than fucking, hey, I had to come over here and tell you that your shoes were nice, but not as nice as mine, and all that fucking bullshit. And that's just what it is. So yeah, I recommend that you prepare as much material for that stack as you can, or that you already have. If you're starting out, opener, false time constraint, opener. That way you practice 2 openers every interaction until you get going. But your how to start email will clear that up for you. Next question. What are some good disqualifiers outside of negs that can be used, like hand throw, push pull examples? Good disqualifiers. Anything that is a neg and a disqualifier, they kind of get grouped as the same thing for most guys, but they're actually not, right? So like a disqualifier disqualifies you from being a potential suitor. It's you saying things like, I have a girlfriend. Oh, stop it. My girlfriend would be pissed if she knew I was even talking to you. Right? Oh, I love your hat. Oh, stop it. My girlfriend would be pissed if she knew I was even talking to you. I like to do that at the strip club. That's one of my favorite ones. She used to work here. You know, like if she knew that I was talking to you, she'd be pissed Because then it's like, oh, he dated a stripper. This must be a cool guy. Very easy stuff. Anyways, yeah, if I'm doing a disqualifier, it's to essentially remove myself from being seen as a potential suitor. If I'm doing a neg, it's mostly me punishing bad behavior. Right now, what's the difference? Well, one, I utilize if I perceive or I can have confirmation that so many guys are hitting on her that she's going to assume the next guy, being me coming into the set, is going to be another guy, I will very quickly disqualify myself. Because then it's like, oh, he's not here to hit on me like everybody else was. Problem solved. The neg is more utilized whether she's behaving incorrectly and I have to punish it, or I'm creating tension by simulating that she is. So if she says something like, oh my God, like this is so boring, right? Like as my opener happens for whatever reason, I'm going to say, oh, stop it. You're one of those. I eat girls like you up for breakfast, right? Fine. Great. Neg. Great. Handled it. But what if she doesn't say anything? She's not doing anything. She's just listening. I can still neg. I can say, you talk a lot. And then just keep material going. Why would I do that? Because I want to simulate that me and her don't get along. Why? Because most likely I'm talking to a girl that's in a group with other people. And I want to show the people that I'm not after her as well. I want to convey that I'm not after the friend. So I'm going to disqualify myself to the obstacles by negging the target. So do you see how they kind of overlap, but they don't? It's like they're two different things. They're two different moves. One is to accomplish that you are not a potential suitor. The other one is to punish bad behavior. And you can use them interchange. You can disqualify when she misbehaves. That's it. You've ruined it. Had you not done that, we would have probably gotten along, but now you've ruined it. I'm disqualifying, but it's more of a neg because I'm not using it to necessarily disqualify, and that's it. I'm using it to take bad behavior and punish it. And that's what I would say. You can do things like hand throws. Yeah, you can do that. Oh, let me see your hands. Okay, that's it. And then she's like, what? And you go, I'll get to that in a bit. But before I do, and then next routine, you can do all that stuff. Essentially, if you're disqualifying, it's more about the behavior than it is anything else, right? Like if I'm going to talk over the shoulder, if I show her that I'm getting bored, like if she's talking and I just look like I'm bored, then all these things can be disqualifiers. So yeah, there's a long list of them, literally, for you to explore. If you need that list, reach out to me after this and I'll give you some ideas of where to start, because ideally there's levels to it, right? You can do disqualifiers like the hand throws. Those are usually like low level, right? And then certain disqualifiers are, legit. She's ruined it. And now you have to walk away. Depends on what tool is needed. Run game, target, not me. What is the definition of getting amogged? What is the definition of getting amogged? Getting outworked by another guy socially, physically, emotionally, in every single way. Getting amogged is when a man takes your soul, or at least part of it. You want to really get down to it. That's what it is. Can you share some thoughts on insight color model? No, I can't. That's outside the scope of all this. Doing a service for all men, make them take your snapshot. How do you handle festivals and pool parties? I just came from a festival. How do you handle festival? Open sets, be social. Energy has to be higher. Obviously, you're at a festival, but overall, very easy to just make your way, walk through, talk to people as they're doing shit. Easy. How should I approach this? Yeah, no, there's no difference. See, you can't look at it as like, oh, if I'm at the club how do I approach? Oh, if I'm in the daytime, how do I approach? Oh, if I go to an event, how do I approach? Walk your way through an open sets. The easiest thing you can do is to just get social. The quicker you get social, the better. First set to the left. That's the answer to that question, really, is how do you solve all these little problems, logistical, if I go here, there, and everywhere? First set to the left. As soon as you walk into a place, the first set that you see, and look, if there isn't a first set to the left, it's the first set to the right. I don't really care. But just get into set quick. Because what most guys do is they go into the club, they go into the venue, they go into the bar, they get out in the daytime. They have to like mentally jerk themselves off for like 15 minutes before they actually start doing some work. And that's going to slow you down. And the longer you wait to get into set, the harder it becomes to get into set. Have you had any confrontations with guys while doing a group set? No, I don't get into, I don't allow that. Like, it's not a thing. Guys that want to fight me, they don't have permission to. How are you going to fight a guy that doesn't give you permission to fight him? You know, it's like what? Like, yeah, like seriously, like, no, dude, I don't engage in fights. Are you fucking kidding me? You piss me off enough, I'll get you killed, but I'm not going to fight you. We both lose when we fight. Like, I'm more literally like, I'm more that route than I am to sit there and argue with people. So like, I usually diffuse. Now, the one thing is that if people get diffused socially, like if a guy comes over or if I'm in his group and I can make the girls that he's with laugh at him, any reaction from him from that point on lowers his value even more. So he's unarmed. He could be the toughest fucking guy. He knows at that second that if he was to throw a punch, it's only going to make things worse. Now, some guys are not healthy, so they will override this logic and will punch you, sure. But overall, never gets to that. I'm never perceived as the guy hitting on anyone. I mean, we just went over disqualifiers. We went over negs. Why would I be the guy coming to hit on anybody? Think about my opener. What about that opener says I'm here to hit on the girls? Zero. That's why it works. Because you'd allow me to talk. I'm just going to keep embedding information until at the end of my sonic rant, everything checks out. But it's under the radar. If I go direct, right? If I was in a group with guys and I go, "You're so beautiful, I just had to come say hi," then guys would be like, "What the fuck? This guy's fucking, disrespecting, or he's, invading our space. He's in our set. Like, let's get them the fuck out." And then they get more irritable. But if you're just there and you're just the cool guy, like, if anything, those guys assist my set. They hand their girls to me. Because by comparison, they're fucking dull as shit, most likely. And if they are legitimately like alpha fucking males, because most guys, when they say alpha males, it's like the value is not even assessed. It's just a guy that, took his soul. Like, he's an alpha male. He took my soul. Like, nah, dude, some low value guys take your soul too. They were just more prepared than you at that time. And they were able to manage that. But like, if he's legitimately an alpha male of the group, I would rather align with him than, go head to head with him. But yeah, I've run into things where like, there's a story that I often tell where a student went into like a set with a celebrity, and the student, for whatever fucking reason, always wanted number closed. I told him, like, stop. No one cares to number. Like, don't try to get a girl's number. Like, you should never ask. You should never ask a girl, like, "Hey, what's your number? Can I get your number?" Like, never again. If you take nothing away from CloseHerSchool Live going forward, is to now from this point on, you never ask for the number again. Well, how am I supposed to get the number? Ask her, "Hey, how do you suggest we keep this alive?" And if you've done work, she'll tell you, "Yo, you should get my number." If she says Instagram, Snapchat, then your work was okay, but not good enough, because the number is where the success is. Her mom, her ex-boyfriends have her number. Every fucking guy in the world that's chasing her has her on Instagram and Snapchat. So the number is ideal, but you can't ask for it. It's low value too. I want to present the opportunity to be chased. How do you suggest we keep this alive? And then she could say, "Oh, you should take my number." Yeah, okay, that works. Like, yeah, all right, fine, we'll do that. So yeah, that's more of where I would be. I don't get into confrontations with guys. Like, I'm never chasing their girls. And if I am, like, if their girls are legitimately worth chasing, they're probably guys that I'd rather align with than be confrontational with. But if it goes there, then yeah, you got to have your lines prepared. You got to be able to handle some AMOG guys and walk out the winner. Because the worst thing that you can do is not prepare. And then let's say you have a girl, your girlfriend, you go out, some other guy comes in, starts running your set, or he just comes in and just makes you look weird and stupid and just not prepared. Your girl loses attraction for you. Absolutely. If you think she doesn't, you're naive. When men outdo you, outperform you, she considers it, whether subconsciously or consciously, whether a lot or a little, it happens. It's the reality of that that combat. I mean, prior to recent times, you know, the demonstration of higher value was survival. It was your ability to fight and kill and do all that. So that's still there. We don't have that today. I can't challenge the next AMOG to a duel at 15 paces, although I do wish I could. That'd be great. That'd solve a lot of the fucking problems, honestly. But anyways, with that said, I can't do that. So when I do get into a verbal joust with someone, it is the pinnacle of the, now we're going to fight. We're going to duel it off and see who's more clever. So what do I have? I have prepared. I've literally painted that image for not only the guy, but for the girl that I'm with. So I'll say something like, hey man, I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest with you. Like if he starts going off, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. But I know that the manager from the club was looking for a guy that looked like you, because apparently they shut his water off. So it might be you. You might want to go check that out. Right. And then like, he's like, wait, what? And then I'll just go, okay, man, look, clearly, you know, we're trying to have a verbal joust here, but it's obvious to me that you're unarmed. So we're just going to get back to talking. Have a great night. And I like saying that because it literally presents the picture to him and her. It's obvious that we're trying to have a verbal joust, but it's also obvious that you are unarmed, meaning you're not fucking intelligent enough. And after I say that, after he's just lost over the water thing, which is a very confusing thing to hear, and then not get logical as a guy and go, wait, what? It's a setup. I'm baiting him. I'm going to bait him to fucking say, wait, what? What are you trying to say? And then I can go in and say, look, dude, it's obviously we're trying to have a verbal joust, cute, but it's obvious also that you are unarmed. So we're just going to get back to talking, but you have yourself a great night. And then I just start talking to the girl. And if he's there and he's going to continue, he just looks stupid. I can just go and back to me and then keep talking. And then eventually either she'll go, can you just fuck off? Like, or which is like, usually sets the guy over, because if the girl says it, then they go. But if she doesn't, then I can say, all right, dude, at this point, you're just invading our space. So either you fuck off or I get you kicked out. And Ali has also seen that explosion as well when I fucking start yelling at dudes and getting them kicked out. And I do it to girls too. Like I've had it where like girls start getting a little bit too touchy and a little bit too aggressive because they're a little drunk and, you know, thinking that they can. And I will go, you need to relax or else I will get you kicked out of here. You know how many cameras are in this club? 24. You know whose cameras they are? Mine. I'm going to get you kicked out of this club. And I don't own that club. I'm just bullshitting. It's just nonsense. And if they behave, great. No one has to get kicked out. But if they say, no, it's like, all right, well, that's it. You've ruined it. And then I'll just go to the bouncer and I'll go, dude, that girl is being weird. I mean, I know it's probably, you know, something that other guys would enjoy, girls grabbing their dick, but that's not something I enjoy. My girl is 10 times hotter and she would be pissed. So either you guys have to settle this because she's fucking drunk, or else my girl's going to come here and beat the shit out of her. And they don't want to fight, so they'll just kick that girl out. They can see who's got the most value here. Oh, it's definitely this guy. We saw him with the girls, you know, like before. That girl there, yeah, she's a little drunk, obviously. Let's kick her out. It's a no-brainer. But yeah, that's what I do. Tips for flight attendants. Yeah, material. Same material, same openers, things like that. Yeah, you can have some, you know, material. Yes, if I walk in, I go, I know exactly what you guys are looking for. You guys are looking for sex traffickers, right? Because they are. When you walk into the plane, by the way, when they greet you and they're like, hey, nice to meet you. They're looking for abnormalities. Like to you, it's just the greeting, right? But no, they're scanning you up. They're scanning for human trafficking, which is like very common, despite your knowledge or not. And they're also looking for things that you shouldn't be bringing on the plane that maybe you've gotten past at this point. And that's what they do. So I can go, look at you, eyeing me up. Normally I take it as a compliment, but I know you're just looking to see if I'm a sex trafficker. Because then it puts me in her world, right? She's like, how the fuck does he know that? It's like my ex-girlfriend used to be a flight attendant for Virgin Atlantic, which is like usually hires the hotter girls. At least back then they did. Now it's like a free for all. Every flight attendant is usually a dude now. It's like, boo. Remember the days, like, you know, I mean, I don't not remember the days, but like you've heard or you've seen where like it was a thing. Flight attendants were beautiful. They were like girls that were hired. They were hired guns. They were hired guns. And that's how airlines did it. And now it's not the case. So now it's like 60-year-old women fucking, ugh. Anyways. But yeah, if there's one in particular that, you know, draws your fancy or you want to, you know, get in, same openers. Like, see, the thing is, I don't teach material that's like situation dependent. If you have to think of, oh, I need 3 openers for the daytime, I need 3 openers for nighttime, I need 3 openers for the gym, I need 3 openers for this. Yes, of course, you can make openers for those situations. And yes, they could potentially hit harder. But overall, when you're starting out, until the skills are there, until delivery is there, you have to use the same openers everywhere. And that's why they're designed the way that they're designed. They're designed to be able to do that. The only difference between opening in the daytime and the nighttime is the sun. And that's usually how the saying goes.
That was good. That was good. Thanks.
Oh yeah, hold on 1 sec. Let me just get to this question. How to best deal sets? I value men in it. Is it like every set? Since befriend. That's the anything with guys, you got to befriend. You got to be able to win everybody over. In general, you go into a group with like just girls. It's not just about the girl. You got to win over the group. Like it's group theory. You have to get the group under your magical spell. It facilitates everything. If there's guys in it, even more so. You have to lead the men, right? I mean, I give the ancient example of if there's 5 guys in a set, 1 girl, and they're all holding their beers like this, right? Like fucking like that. You can literally go up and say, you guys are doing this all wrong. And then they're like, what? And then you're like, your hand is making your beer warmer, right? The warmth from your hand on your beer, making it warmer. You should hold it up here. It makes more sense. And then you do, you know, little body rock, roll off. And then all of a sudden the guys process it and they're like, oh, and everybody switches their fucking grip. And the girl has just seen you leading 5 other guys. So you can do that. But you want to befriend, you want to have everybody on your side. The idea is to get along with everybody except her. And you're going to utilize the negs and the disqualifiers in order to accomplish that. But yeah, you just got to win everybody over. Befriend, you know, how do you guys all know each other? That has to be asked in every set, right? Do you guys know what your stripper name are? Yeah, some drunk girl just told me my stripper name would have been Frosty Winters. It's your first pet and then the street you grew up on. My first pet was Frosty and the street was Winter, believe it or not. So Frosty Winter. Do you know what your stripper name would have been? What about yours? What about you, dude? Oh, dude, that's like a porn star name. Good for you. Like win people over, fucking make people feel good. And then guys will hand you their girls either directly or not. Like I've had it where like girls' brothers, like I had a girl, honest to God, like anything that I say is not just, it's not to brag. It's not to prove the point. It's literally, these are situations that happen. Like in the strip club with Mystery, fucking girl, her brother handed her to me verbally. He said, I can tell you're going to go home with my sister tonight. And I was like, yeah, you're my new brother-in-law, dude. Welcome. And he's like, yeah, dude, you're a cool guy. I'm like, all right, great. Like from her brother, you know, like straight up, it happens. Guys will hand you their girls either directly or indirectly. Indirectly is by not being able to hang with you. If you can outshine him, he's handing you the girl because she will respond to you and at least like you more. And this is like universal, whether it's her boyfriend or her friend. I'm not saying you go after guy, you know, the girls with the boyfriends. that's up to you, right? Like that's depending on the girl. Hopefully that's how you're determining that. If you're telling yourself, I'm only gonna go after girls with boyfriends because I want to prove to myself whatever, that's some deeper shit. You got to work out with someone else. Like we can't unpeel that or peel that layer off here. But what if she's the dream girl and she's got a boyfriend? All you can do is outclass him. All you can do is, demonstrate your higher value. And if your higher value is demonstrated and telegraphed and conveyed to be higher than his, assuming that like she's also outweighing the, potential of the new to the old. If she's married to the guy for 15 years and she knows like, oh yeah, he's not the sharpest fucking pencil in the case, but we got 5 kids and it's pretty good. So like, I'm not going to throw it all away for this new guy. Then yeah, like whatever. But overall, you want to present your best self. And if it just so happens that she wants to leave with you or give you her number, even though her husband is there, if she's the dream girl, you can't take that away from her either. Because what if you take her away from him and you give her a better experience? Who knows? So all that stuff, again, case by case. I love taking care of my health and fitness. I'm in good shape. One thing I fucking hate is drinking too much alcohol. I make excuses for not going out. Yes, you can't drink the alcohol. That's if drinking alcohol gets in the way of your game, don't drink alcohol. Not a chance in the world does alcohol get in the way of my game, because if it did, I wouldn't drink. I wouldn't. Like if I don't like any of the guys here on boot camp, like if we're in like our 4th boot camp, I can have more fun. Like, okay, we're working some stuff. Yes, there's still a lot to do here, but like I have to almost get into that fun space because it requires based off what we're doing. If it's your first boot camp with me, I'm not drinking at all. Like I'm having one drink to make it look like I'm social, but the ice will melt and dilute that drink to where the level of it never changes the whole night. It doesn't even look like I'm drinking it, because the more I drink, the more the ice melts, and then it evens out. But I'll ride that one drink the entire time. But overall, if it's getting in the way of your game, you can't drink. And that's just the reality of it. Now, I don't want to be that guy. This isn't about not having fun either, right? So like, I mean, I don't know if Mike is on here, but Mike, when we did our boot camp, I told him like every 6 sets, he can get a drink. Because then it makes, if you're a guy that likes to drink and it's like part of a thing that you need, at least like get some work done before you do it. And then you can say like, all right, 6 sets, I get a drink. And then I got to do 6 more to get another drink. And if you've done 12 sets, you get 2 drinks. Like that 2 drinks a night is standard. 12 sets a night, standard. So like seems to be what I would recommend to the guys that drink. But yeah, don't rely on it. And that goes for anything, right? Whether it's the drink or whether it's any other substance that you do, right? Whether that is the mental jerk of I have to get my, hour jog in before I go out, or I have to make a sale at work to feel really good about going out. Like whatever fucking nonsense you're telling yourself is all irrelevant. The point is that you don't want to be dependent or let any one thing dictate how your game gets affected, whether it's alcohol or anything else. I can drink 1 to 2 glasses, but I prefer to smoke a joint. Hey man, I do too. Okay, I think we're caught up with the questions. So if anybody wants to run their routines, by all means, let's roll them off. Let's get them going. I can give you some feedback on them. And yeah, let's start there.
I can go.
Yeah, go on.
Should I do the whole A1 to A3 or how much?
Yeah, why not? You got it all down. You're at this point, you should have that locked in. So yeah, let's run it.
Hey guys, real quick. Who lies more, men or women? Don't be like one of those. I think we men, we lie all the fucking time, but women tell bigger lies. Am I right? You guys are best friends, right? I can.
Hold on. Let me be the other side of it. Let me be, because I know you're running it just like if they were pretend, right? Like, okay. Oh, let me just run the material. So let me just be there. I don't really know what you mean. Honestly, I think guys lie a lot more.
Don't be like one of those. You know what I think? I think we men, right? We lie all the fucking time. Oh my God, we lie a lot. But women tell bigger lies. Am I right? Are you guys best friends? I can so tell. You know why? You guys make the exact same facial expressions. Do you guys use the same shampoo? See, it doesn't even matter. You looked at her before you answered. That means you're close. And she looked first. That means she's the boss. So well done.
Good.
Just should keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And you know, me and you, we would never get along. We are too similar. You wouldn't take my shit, and I wouldn't take your shit, and we'll fight all the time. Hey, by the way, have you guys ever been to the W?
No.
You know, I was there last week, and the strangest thing happened to me. I was having lunch with my friend. We finished eating the food, and I asked the waiter for the bill. And he says, it's already been taken care of. So I asked my friend, did you pay? And she said, no, not this time. So, you know, I look around. I thought like one of my friends, they must be fucking with me, but I don't see anyone I know. I see like some guys in suits having a business lunch, a father and son eating together. And you know, two people on the first date, you know, you can always tell when someone is on the first date in a restaurant. So easy to see that. And then, have you ever felt like someone is making a hole in your back? Like someone is staring at you from behind?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you know, I turn around and I look and I see this short, fat guy with a mustache, or a mustache, if you want to call it that. And he's wearing a leather vest. You know, leather jacket looks really cool, but the vest looks horrible. And you know why? It's because of the sleeves, right? And he's smiling to me. And my friend, she's like, let's go, someone pay. And I'm like, no, I have to say something to him. So I stand up, I turn around, and I walk towards him. And I have no idea what I'm gonna say. And he keeps smiling more and more. So, you know, I just went up to him and I said the first thing that came to my mind. I said, hey man, I'm not gay. And, you know, he looks really strange at me and he does like this. So I go closer and he's like, I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna kiss me. It's going to be so embarrassing. So I go closer and he's like, hey dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. And that was so embarrassing. I didn't know where to hide my face. And like now, if I go there, I have to do takeaways. Hey, before I go, last thing. If you could have any superpower, what would you have and why? And how you answer.
Good. Let's stop it right there. Solid. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Across the board, 4 out of 5. 100%. Well done. That's
much more difficult to. It's much more difficult to do it here than.
Yes, of course. This is 0 to hero. You're here. It's for dudes. It's us. There's no context. You're sitting down. All of that for sure. But still, 4 out of 5. Solid. Where I would have improved it at the end. You built it up so nice. You had it all the way there, and then as soon as you walked up to the guy, it started getting fast. It's, you know, I'm not gay. With no emotion, right? You have to say like, so I walked up to him. I get up to him. I have no idea what I'm going to say. So I say the first thing that comes out of my mind, pause, right? Build the suspense. Hey man, I'm not gay. Pause, build suspense. What did he say to that? So then he goes like this and I'm like, oh my God. So I move in a little closer. He shakes his head. He goes like this. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's going to try to kiss me. This is going to be so embarrassing. But I get close to him and he gets right in my ear and he goes, pause, suspense, dude, pause. I have no idea, pause, what the fuck you're talking about. I didn't know where to hide my face. Oh my God. And then you also, if you look back in the video, your facial expression got really intense it was so embarrassing. As opposed to the smile, it was so embarrassing because now you're at the end of the routine. The punchline is there. The girls are going to laugh. Someone outside the set might look at that moment and you want not to be looked as being serious and the girls are laughing because what the fuck was said. but more so the guy that's smiling, punchline, and now everybody's laughing that moment. But that's why it would that, but still 4 out of 5, that sequence, that stack would, for the average girl, the 6, 7, it'd go all the way to 8, 3, no problem. 8s and 9s, you would start to trail off right when you get to that captivator. You would start to see a little less, but not all lost. 4 out of 5 for sure.
Just one thing, when you finish the DHV story, I often like, what should you say before going into the captivator, or should you just go right into that?
No, there's no transition. I mean, you can, right? You can get into the whole thing, but just get right in. Just go, I'm curious about something. And don't ruin it. Don't say something weird, and then get into your qualifier, or say, you know what, better than that, right after your routine and get into another routine. Doesn't matter. Or just start the routine. Holy shit, you remind me of my friend Sarah. I got to tell you a story about her. Before I do, though, next routine. And then, oh, what was the story about your friend Sarah? I don't remember, honestly. Something that you did reminded me of her. But either way, better than that, next routine. Doesn't matter. Just get into it. How do you transition? You just do. Okay. You ever been to Italy?
Yes.
You've had pasta in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Would you say it's the best in the world?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Do you see how now we're talking about pasta in Italy and we were just talking about how to transition? That's how you do it. You just do it.
Yeah.
But well done. Well done. All things considered, I'm sure if this was your 12th set in, that would be a 4.5 easy. And then you're getting into like, dialed in. So yeah, great stuff, man. Good to see. Good example. Setting the bar high. Who's next?
I'll join it.
Yes, please.
All right. Okay. Whew. All right.
Hopefully
Hey, guys.
hopefully you're not doing that right before going into the set.
No. No. That's just for here, for sure. Hey guys, settle this for me. Who lies more, men or women? See, I think men, we lie all the fucking time. God, do we lie? But women tell the bigger lies. Am I right? So
yeah.
That was that one.
I would agree with that.
Okay, and then this is the second one. All right. Hey guys, settle this real quick. Brad Pitt or Angelina? If you had to pick, who would it be? No. Get your mind off the gutter. See, this one right here, she's already thinking dirty. Now, not sexually. See, I'm thinking Brad, cigars, whiskey. We get to have that Clooney talk. You know how long I've been waiting to have that George Clooney talk? Angelina, I don't know. She'd probably try to build a hospital or adopt some children. I'm not in that headspace. It's Friday night. Am I right?
Okay. First one, 3.5. I'll tell you why. You had it better than the second one where the words are a little lost. You're missing a little bit of the words, so it's not hitting as good. But the first one, the words were better and the overall flow of it was better. It was more fun. This one here, because it's something like Brad Pitt and Angelina, it's so obscure, you have to dial the fun a bit more. Angelina Jolie's gonna try to build a school, adopt some kids. I'm not in that headspace. It has to be a bit more like, you're kind of like pissed off at Angelina. It's like, playful, as opposed to like, Angelina Jolie's gonna try to build a school, adopt some kids. I'm not in that headspace, right? Am I right? Which is what you did, just like more casual, more regular guy talk. But still, 2.5. What I would have also fixed on the second one, get your mind out of the gutter. You said off the gutter. And then prior to that is Brad Pitt and Angelina, one night, who would you pick? That sequence of words is what does it, what dials it in. Because then they can sexually misinterpret it or interpret it sexually or whatever it is, and then you get to use that. What I did like, however, is that you didn't wait for a response. You did the opener on both. You did the opener, and before I responded, before anything, you got into it. Now, if it's intentional, that's exactly what you should do. Most guys do the opener. Hey guys, Brad Pitt or Angelina, one night, who would you pick? and then they wait to see who's going to respond. It's not an opinion opener. It's a false opinion opener. You're not asking to get their opinion. You're actually asking to tell yours. Because at the end of it, who has the value? Who's building value if they're talking? Sorry, the one who's talking is building value. So if they're talking, even though they're enjoying it, right? They're answering it. Oh, I would choose Brad Pitt. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I would choose Angelina. Even though they're going off at the end of that 30 seconds or whatever, who's got value here? Well, they built value because they talked. You didn't because you didn't. So you have to talk. So it's how do you guys, hey guys, who lies more, men or women? See, I think that guys, we lie all the time. God, dude, we lie. But women, you guys tell bigger lies. Am I right? You sequence it that way so that it's the wording of it all lines up. And the same thing with the Brad Pitt and Angelina. How you set up that question. Hey guys, one night, who would you pick? Right? Like at the end, like, hey guys, Brad Pitt or Angelina, one night, who would you pick? That sequencing of word keeps it efficient so that you're not waffling on, but then also establishes all the key points in their brain when they're processing it so that they can understand the question and then not really understand it. But solid for just coming in like that. Good stuff. Another thing, slow it down a bit. First one was good, more slow. Second one, a little bit more fast, but you should have it be a third of the speed of both, which is, hey guys, Brad Pitt or Angelina, one night, who do you pick? See, I'm going to go with Brad Pitt. Oh, stop it. Get your mind out of the gutter. I didn't say it had to be sexual, right? You can extend the words. I didn't say it had to be sexual. Brad Pitt's going to bring cigars, whiskey. I get to have my Clooney talk. Do you know how long I've been trying to have my Clooney talk? Those little moments of like, he's clearly fucking with us. He's not being serious, but he kind of is. Like, that's what gets them to keep listening because they're unsure. It's different. So yeah, those little subtleties in there, and you're gonna that quickly gets elevated to like 3, 5, 4 space within a few rounds of just implementing this feedback. But solid, man. Good stuff.
Can I ask you a really quick question?
Yeah.
Question in regards to this.
Absolutely.
I just noticed you when you were saying the routine. You were kind of going like this. Is that the body rocking that you're talking about?
So like, yeah, even though I'm sitting down, even though, right, like it's just automated. It's like, yeah, I'm sitting down, but as I do it, okay. Good observations. I had that moment when I was talking to my mother. So like I was talking to my mother once and she goes, why do you keep swaying? And I'm like, I look down and I'm body rocking and I'm like, holy shit, I'm not even realizing it anymore that I do it. So yeah, good eye.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's funny. Yeah, because I was sorry, really quickly. I DM'd you and you told me to read the mystery method, and he was talking about this body rocking thing, and I was like, what does he really mean by that? I didn't really get it, but now that I just saw it,
it's essentially this.
That's what it was. Got it. All right, cool.
It's essentially this. Like if you're in the set, I won't change the camera level because then I have to readjust. Yeah. But this is essentially what it is. You're just doing this. So like if the set is here,
okay.
I'm opening like this, right? Hey guys, who lies more, men or women? See, I think that men, we lie all the time. Women, you guys tell the bigger lies. Am I right? And then when I say am I right, I move this way here because I want them to feel that I'm not here to stay. Make sense?
Got it.
And that's it.
Makes sense. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for clearing that up.
You got it, man. Good question.
Can I go next?
Yes.
Hey, I have to live in a second. I don't need a quick female perspective on something. Do trunks I love yous count? So
who's talking? Who's talking right now?
Oh, me. Armando.
Okay, let me see, because I want to find you because I want to see your, okay, there you are. Okay, perfect. And then just also, you don't need a female perspective on nothing. Again, don't acknowledge their girls. You acknowledging their girls is now saying, hey, I'm here because girls. Don't need a female perspective. Get to the point. You don't need to, preface this, oh, I'm here because let me explain why I'm here. Dude, it's just that. Settle this for us. The next drink depends on it. Hey guys, quick question. Hey guys, boom, just move it right along. But go ahead.
Hey guys, have to live in a second, but do drunks I love yous count?
What do you
So
mean?
check this out. My friend Ashley, she's been dating this guy for like 6 months, and yesterday they both got wasted, and finally he says I love you. So does it count?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when people drink, they usually tell the truth. So yeah, I think it counts.
So I told her, look, don't go by his words, because guys, when they're drunk, they say whatever, but go by his behavior once you guys sober up. So I was like, what's the first thing he did? And she was like, she made me breakfast. And I was like, then that's it. And I was like, but wait first, what did he make you? That's important right there. And she was like, she made me bacon. I was like, fuck, that's it. That's pure love right there. Wait, either way, will you ever get a tattoo?
Would I ever get a tattoo? No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari.
So my 19 years old sister, she wants to get her boyfriend name tattoo on the arm right here. What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea. I think you can only show someone love if you get their name tattooed on you.
Bro, I've never got this response. I'm not ready for it.
See, this is the thing, right? You're used to everybody else, and now I'm used to, I don't do what everyone else is doing. Because if you're a guy and you're trying to run this material with my girls, I can't look like I'm not, like I can't look like, oh shit, I'm affected by this guy talking to us. But I also can use it to be like, say whatever I got. Now you got to deal with that, you know? But okay, let me give you some feedback. I would say this is like 1.5 delivery, and I'll tell you why. It's too regular guy talking. The reason that I can listen to it and most everybody here is following along is because the content is good. The opener is good. It's one of the ones that you know, right? For the first one. But the problem is it's too regular guy talk. It's like, you know, do drunk I love yous count? Get this, my friend Ashley, she's been dating this guy for 6 months. Last night, they finally said I love you, but they were wasted. Does it count? It's like very it's talking. You're not performing it. Pickup is a performance art, right? It's like you have to make it a moment. I don't believe that you're running. This is not a problem for you. And it sounds like it is. The problem with, especially with the drunk I love yous, is that when you come off the way that you are, it sounds like you're the guy with the problem. You did this, and by the time we get to the, you know, I let you run it, but the hot girl would not let you get to the point where you're saying, oh, what did he make you for breakfast? Right? So like, watch, I'll run that one for you, and you can see the difference, right? Hey guys, do drunk I love yous count? Well, get this. My friend Ashley, she's been dating this guy for like 6 months, right? Last night, they got completely wasted. And he finally says to her, I love you, right? Does it count? Well, I told her, like, Ashley, like, don't go off what guys say when they're drunk. Guys will say anything when they're drunk. You know, that's just how guys are. Go by his actions. Go by what he does. So what did he do? What was the first thing that he did when you guys sobered up? And she goes, I mean, he made me breakfast. And I was like, that's it. Done. Look at that. He loves you. He made you breakfast. Wait a second. Hold on. What did he make you? That's the real question. And she's like, eggs, bacon. I was like, all right, stop. If he's made you bacon, that's love. Am I right? It's way more playful. It's not my problem. I'm not going through this. This is someone else's nonsense. I'm just bringing it up because it's my friend Ashley. It's what's on my mind right now. I'm a guy with no problems. I'm not thinking hooking up with girls. I'm not thinking trying to look cool in the club. I'm just, this is what I'm talking about. And yeah, the reason that you're not able to add more fun to it is because it's a bit fast. If you slow it down, you can play with the delivery. If you're just talking like this and you're talking faster, it's harder to do the delivery. But if you're talking like this and you put some pauses in it, now all of a sudden you can work on the delivery. So you can't just have it be conversationally regular guy talk. Because even though the material will get you through, will get you forward a bit, depending on the girl, if the hotter she is, the more socially savvy she is, the more stimulus she's had, the less time she'll give you to fuck up. So you want to make sure that you, as soon as the words come out of your mouth, they're already different, right? Not just in content, right? But also in the delivery and how they're being said. That's why you use things like, hey guys, right? Hey guys, quick question. Brad Pitt or Angelina one night, who do you pick? Right? And then you can sequence it that way. But yeah, good work. You're working on it. That's good. Drunk I love yous, you need to revisit a little bit because there's certain words along the way that you missed. And then also the flow of it, right? So like, hey guys, drunk I love yous, do they count? That first initial opener, right? The pre-opener of it, which is the hey guys question, is so important to get right, because if you don't, you're going to start the interaction with what did you say? Huh? And then it just makes it, now you're starting from one step backwards because you said something and they couldn't even hear you. You couldn't even command their attention with your voice. Now, Ali looks impressive now, but when I started with him, I literally first night out had to tell him, you need to start yelling at the sets because he couldn't be heard. The girls couldn't hear him. He just couldn't get into the set. So I said, all right, man, just start yelling at them. And then he yelled at a girl. He legit like screamed it out and it worked. Like that was, it hit. It was the one set that hit. It's like 9 sets in. And then finally something hit because it was so over the top, but over the top got it done. And that's what it is. But good, solid. Anyone else who wants to go?
Yeah, can I go next?
Yeah, please.
Cool. Hey guys, quick question. I just need your opinion on something. What do you think of tattoos on girls? Like on a scale 1 to 10, what would you say?
Don't do the 1 to 10. How do you, oh, that gets so tricky. Leave the 1 to 10 out of it. You have to make it more either, because here's the thing. By you placing importance, because the 1 to 10 requires an answer. That means I value.
Right, and then, yeah.
I value what you have to say. Why do I value what you have to say if I don't even know you? Oh, because you're hot. Because you're a hot girl. That's why I value you. So don't leave that all out. Leave all that out. Just go, hey guys, tattoo on girls. What are your thoughts? Here's what I think. And then get into it.
Okay. Hey guys, tattoos on girls. What do you think? So get this.
Ooh.
My sister, she just turned 18. And she's been going out with this guy for about 9 months. And she wants to get his name tattooed right here on her arm. So I told her, no, don't do it. But she's at that age where she's confrontational.
I need more. I need more right there. I'm going to stop you because that's where you're going to lose the girl on that one. Is I told her no. And then you started to explain. You need to get in. You need to make that more fun. I told her, get out of town. What kind of person even considers this? You need to, it needs to be more there, more fun. Because otherwise now it's like, oh my God, a guy with sister problems, make it fun, make it fun. It has to be fun. She wants to get the guy's name on her arm. Here's the thing though. I don't even care about that. It's a stupid idea. But the problem is, it's the guy's fucking name. His name is Hermit. Who gets the tattooed Hermit on? Oh God, make it something. I mean, that routine isn't one that I mean, you didn't get that from me, but if you're going to use that routine, yes, that is a routine that I circle around, but not one of the frequent ones. If you're going to use that routine, there has to be more there. There has to be a bit more so that because here's the thing. Every opener is designed to do one thing. Show me your personality. Show me your essence. Show me what I'm working with right off the bat. So if you just say like, oh, so I told her no, it's a missed opportunity to put a joke in there, to put an observation in there, to shed some insight. It's a missed opportunity. But other than that, the flow of it is fine. It's just you need to be a bit more fun so that it's not as conversational as it is right now. So run it one more time now with these notes considered.
Hey guys, tattoos on girls. What do you think? So get this.
Make that more fun, man. Make that more fun. You have to make it more fun. Hey guys, tattoos on girls. What are your thoughts? Here's what I think. You have to add a little bit more to it. Because otherwise, again, it's going to come off, especially like if you're at the bar, you're not opening with anyone. They haven't seen you social. It's just you're the next guy, right? So like, what can we infer? Nothing. So if you're talking like this, it's probably because it's a problem. And then they won't give you that time. So you got to go, hey guys, tattoos on girls. Bad idea? Good idea. Here's what I think. Something more fun, a little bit more, just to give them a little bit more of like, this is going to be enjoyable instead of, I got to stick around to find out. If they feel like, I got to stick around to find out for the opener, the chances are they won't because there's no value yet. So, okay, run it one more time.
Hey guys, tattoos on girls. Good idea or bad idea?
Better.
I get this.
That sounds better already. So, okay, go on.
I get this, right? So my sister, she just turned 18 and she's been going out with this guy for like 9 months. And now she wants to get his name tattooed on her arm. But I told her no, like, because she told me his name and his name was so strange. It was so out of the blue. It's like, that's ridiculous. How would you get his name tattooed? So what do you guys think about that?
Already, if you don't tell me his name, I'm more curious as to what his name is, just hearing that out. As you say it, I'm like, I wonder what his name is going to be. And then you didn't say it. So if you run it like that, they're going to tell you, well, what's his name? So you better have something prepared, but good, way better than the first one. It's more engaging. It's more fun. I like the, it's a good idea, bad idea, right? That's all good. Yeah, solid. Way better than the first one. But yeah, work those kinks out. And yeah, that opener has legs. Absolutely. It's definitely got legs. And what that means is, it can stand up to the test eventually if you run it through a cycle of trial and error. But yeah, good, solid.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is that it's all in the details, like you pointed out.
Dude, it's like, yes, you can go out and run routines. Sure. But there's so much more to the artistry of it than just going out and running routines. And that's what I try to really hone in and make obvious and make it observational that you can look into is the nuances. You need the nuances. If not for everything, at least for that first 3 minutes of the interaction before she gets a sense of who you are, all the subtleties are important. Every subtlety. And that's why, like, over the shoulder. And here's the thing, guys open over the shoulder, and then as soon as it hooks, she goes, I would go with Angelina. They go, well, here, I would go with Brad Pitt. I'll tell you why. And then they turn. That little subtlety is going to change everything. What weight, right? What foot carries the weight? Or rather, what leg? The leg closest to the set, if that's got the weight, you're leaning in. If the weight is on the back leg, the leg furthest away from the set, you're probably leaning back, which is where you need to be. So all these little nuances, once we start really diving in, and if I was to be able to observe the sets, I would tell you, like, this is what's going on. And then if you just keep yourself from doing the bad behaviors, you're already going to separate yourself from most guys. You're gonna get more time. And then, like, already with that, you would probably get laid more often than you do. But then you can always add some awesome fucking cool shit that you can do and then increase those chances even more. But the first step is removing bad behavior. So yeah, it's solid. I'd say like it's like a 1.52 as well prior to the correction. So keep working it out and yeah, if you need to, anyone here, send me audios. I'd rather not make that available because then guys avoid doing it here. But if you've done it here already, work it out for a couple of days, you know, a week, a few days, 4 or 5 days, a week, whatever, and then send it back. Hey man, look, running it again. And then don't tell me that. Just leave me an audio with the opener. So just go, hey guys, drunk I love yous, do they count? Because you never tell someone, hey guys, I'm gonna run this opener on you, and then do it. You just do it, because then it gets you into the just run the routine. You know, how you practice here is how I assume you're gonna start off your practice out there. You know, if things aren't working here, I assume if the girl was fucking hot, a 9 in front of you, it can only go downhill. It's not gonna get better. You know, so like I have to assume that we're working with what we got, and if that's the case, the wording is fine, the flow is fine, just make those little changes, and yeah, it's very easy to go from like a 1-2 delivery to like 3-4. It's not that and usually slowing it down will allow you to exercise everything you need to do to make it better. So slowing it down, adding more playful elements to it, smiling when you start it, right? Hey guys, drunk I love yous, do they count? That is a whole different opener than, hey guys, drunk I love yous, do they count? It changes it. It's sonically not as inviting. So yeah, not bad. Who else?
I'll go if I can.
Yeah, please.
So, hey guys, quick question. So who's the best driver here? Because we've got a heist coming up and we need a getaway driver. So somebody's got to step up to the plate. So
we're not into your silly games.
You could be the next baby driver. You could be the next public enemy #1. How appealing is that? Okay. And you get 8%.
Good. That's what I want. I want you to keep the material going, which you did. Well done. I just wanted to throw a curveball in there just to see where you were. Well done. Here's the issue.
Lead maybe as well with, you know, we wear masks, we wear celebrity masks. You know, we've got a Brad and Angelina, whatever.
I'm okay. I'm okay with the opener, but I'm not pleased. I'll tell you why. You're gonna get exactly what I said to you. If you do that to any hot girl, especially, right? Because here's the problem. It's a fun opener, but you're not being fun with it. Right? The delivery is very standard, monotone, but the opener is shits and giggles fun. It's nonsense. It's absurd. So the delivery needs to match that. Hey guys, just got a tip. Bank heist happening tomorrow. I need a driver. Any of you qualified? Because here's the thing. I got the masks, right? I know none of you guys can shoot guns, so I'm willing to offer 20%. Is that fair? And then you just keep rolling it. No matter what they say, like, oh, we're not into your silly games. Like, yeah, because you're not happy with 20%. So you're hoping for 30, but I won't settle for that. It's 20%. You can't use a gun, right? And you keep it going. But you got to make it a bit more well-rounded as far as fun so that they get a sense of like, oh, this is just something that we can play along with. With that said, it's hit or miss, in my opinion, because I have to be willing to go along with this. And if I have no value for you, unless you're my type and I want to keep this interaction going, what's my incentive for playing along? Well, I have none. I haven't invested. You haven't conveyed value. There's not like, if you're not my type, I don't really have the incentive. So I'm not going to play along. So if you're going to be doing that at scale, unless the girl's into the type of guy that you are coming into it, or unless you've demonstrated social proof from the room and she's seen that, right? If she's seen you talk to 3 girls and the girls were into you and touching you, you open with that, works like gangbusters, no problem. But if you're just walking in first set to the left and you try to do that, it's hit or miss. Because again, it's going to depend on the different variables and factors. And I would rather not leave it to hit or miss. I'd rather get as much control on what works as possible, especially to start things off. The stuff like that, like the absurdity, the role playing, the next piece. You need an opener, and then you can do that piece as a stimulator. It would work better. That opener is a better stimulator than it is an opener.
Right.
The bank robber stimulator essentially is what it is. But yeah, no, like the flow of it was fine. The wording of it was okay. It's more of just the tone and how playful it comes off, and how fun does it look like you're having telling it, right?
Yeah, it's probably right now. I'm up.
Yeah,
I'm
no, dude, I get it.
and
I trust me, I
I've been
get it. I
working and
get
all
it.
that shit, but
I get it,
yeah.
and I understand, but I'll also tell you that
No, it's
I
good
can
to do
do
it, though.
Brad
It's
Pitt
good
and
to-
Angelina. Yeah, you know, like
Yeah.
right here, it's just like, hey man, Brad Pitt, Angelina, you guys need to settle this for us. The next round of drink depends on it. I'm gonna go with Brad Pitt. Oh, get your mind out of the gutter. Come on. I didn't say it had to be a sexual thing. Angelina Jolie, you know, I can go there. And it's you have to 0 to hero, because you don't know, right? You might fucking just had a terrible day at work, and now you're fucking at some line somewhere getting food, and then the girl behind you is the dream girl, and she goes, do you know what time they close here? Because it's like, you know, 7:50 and they close at 8, and she's like, fuck, I might not get food. So she taps you on the shoulder. You're not even in the headspace. You didn't even know she was there. You turn around, shit, she's gorgeous.
Got to bring it.
Gotta bring it. You gotta bring it. It's just what it is. So like, you know, I've always given the example when Mystery and I, when we have new routines that we're gonna test on each other, we never preface it. It's never like, hey man, check out this new routine, and then we start it. It's like, I'll just come out of nowhere. I'll be on my laptop and I'll go, hey man, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, one night, who would you pick? See, I'm gonna go with Brad Pitt. Like, I'll do it conversationally, and then halfway through it, he's like, this is a routine, and I'm like, yes, absolutely. And it's kind of how that goes. But other than that, you want to start getting used to practicing it every time the way that you're gonna run it every time. Whether it's with me, yourself, other wings, students, anything, it shouldn't change your delivery, because what you want to get good at is automating that delivery, so that if the girl's hot or not, it doesn't change. It's independent. The second you make it like, oh, you know, I run my game, if the girls are 7 and below, I run it one way, and when the girls are, you know, 7.5 and up, I run it another way, you're doing it wrong. It has to be the same way every time. Bring the heat every time, no matter who's in front of you. It's not about them, it's about you. All right, who else wants to run? Yeah, go ahead, James.
All right. Hey guys. Let me do it again. Terrible.
I love that, right? It's like, hey guys, stop, hold on. That was terrible.
Hold on. Let me do it again. Hey guys, who do you think lies more, men or women? See, I think that men, we lie.
Can I hold on, because I'm gonna probably forget if I let you keep going.
Go ahead.
Who do you think, or who lies more, men or women? Two different openers. Who do you think puts more importance on the set? You don't want them to feel important. You don't want to make it about them. It's about you. So, hey guys, who lies more, men or women, as opposed to who do you think lies more? Subtle, but changes it a bit.
It makes a difference. Okay. Hey guys, who lies more, men or women?
That's it.
See, I think that men.
Good.
See, I think that men. Oh, you were answering right there.
See, it doesn't matter whether I do or not. I always try to, just to try to fuck with you a bit, but you should just keep it going. Don't wait for me.
Okay.
If I was to answer or not, it shouldn't be any relevant. Now, look, there's a timing thing. Let me just talk about that real quick. Hey guys, who lies more, men or women? See, I think that you see that little pause right before I start it. If they're going to come in with something, that's where they're going to do it. And then I'm going to either steamroll them there, or if they don't, the timing works out to where I'm not sitting around waiting for them. So again, ready? Because you guys can watch this back in the video, right? It's like, hey guys, drunk I love yous, do they count? Well, get this. That little pause, whether they start to, because I don't want them to jump in and, oh yeah, my friend Samantha, she's been dealing with this guy and he just told her, like, I don't want to get in. None of that is important right now. So, hey guys, is kissing cheating? Well, get this. that little pause is needed just to give them the opportunity to jump in if they're quick enough. But if not, irrelevant, doesn't matter, doesn't take away from what I have to do, which is to get the opener across. So with that said, don't mind me. Don't look for my reaction.
Now, will you continue if they're answering the opener? You know what I mean? Because don't you want to get that feedback too, though?
I don't want to. No, I don't want their feedback at all. I don't. It's a false opinion opener. Why would you? Here, let's break it down. Why would you care?
Just to get them in the conversation, and then
why do you want to get them in the conversation?
To invest.
Why do you want them to
That's
invest? Right? We go down this path, and it's like you're making it because you want the girls. If you're looking for them to engage right at the opener, it's because you value them beyond not knowing them.
Oh, okay.
You don't know them yet. So why would you go up would you go to a bum and say, hey, is kissing cheating? You don't care. You don't care. He has no value for you. Now, if you do that to the girls, you have value for the girls, but you don't know them. So what are you valuing? Their looks. And they know that. So that's why you gotta move along, and it's a false opinion opener, because the false opinion opener allows me to not show you that I care about you, show you that I care about, it's about me. And then after the end of the 30 seconds or minute that it takes me to say it all, value has been uploaded. It's not attraction DHVs, but it's value nonetheless. You get a sense of my presence. You get a sense that I'm different. I'm not doing the stuff that the other guys are doing. And then that's going to get you curious. And that's the goal. But yeah, it doesn't matter what they say. You obviously, if someone wants to say like, oh, I go with Brad Pitt, let them, but don't ask them why. None of that matters. It's all nonsense. Until you demonstrate your value, any investment from them keeps you from investing. You gotta get all the way down to your demonstrations of higher value, your captivator, and then on the qualifier, they'll talk. So what is the breakdown? 90-10. 90-10 from A1 to A3. And now that 10% from the girls, 1% of it is in your opener with them either answering it slightly or not, right? Body language stuff like looking at her friend, all this stuff. The other 9% is interjections of where are you from? What's your name? Because you're doing shit right. Or her like investing a bit into the conversation, like, oh my God, that's so funny. Things like that. But it's 90-10 all the way up until qualification. And then it's 60-40. You 60, her 40. Because you still get her to talk more, but you still have to talk. When I ask superpower, yes, I have to get her to answer. Yes, I have to get the why to see the investment, but I should also say as well, see what I would pick would be, I'd want to read books and retain all the information in like a second. Like I'd want to look at a book and then put it down and have all the information in my mind. Because if I could do that, I would rule the fucking world. And then get into that. But I'm still talking. I'm still running the set. I'm still leading the set. But yeah, you're not concerned at all in the beginning for what they have to say, their opinions for real. It doesn't matter. They have to earn it. You only care after they've earned it. How did they earn it? Well, they let you talk and let you do your thing and gave you awesome reactions and behaviors along the way. They weren't bitches telling you to fuck off and things like that. Not only that, but they laughed along the way to your jokes. So it makes you feel good that they're laughing. Right? This is like behind the scenes, how it feels to them. And then you actually got to know them. When you asked them superpower, what would you want to have? Now you're getting to know her. So now it's justified because why? You've spent time together. You're locked in. It all makes sense why you would want to get to know someone because you spent time here. But prior to that, no, this is the same thing with the number, right? If you ask for the number prior to having her invest, you're doing the same thing. It's like, why do you care to extend the communication, the interaction if she hasn't earned it? Oh, it's because you're trying to have sex with her. You're trying to align with her. But why are you trying to do that if you haven't gotten to know her? Because she's hot. A guy that wants to align with a girl just on her beauty is a guy that is not accustomed to girls that are beautiful. Because a guy that every girl in his life is beautiful. And the last 30 girls in his life have been beautiful. Beauty is just a standard thing. Like that's just standard now. Now I got to find out if this girl's worth hanging out with. If there's cooler girls out there that are hot, let me find out. So I have to find out who she is. So it all has to make sense in that way. And that's why you avoid it. But wanted to break that down a bit so that it makes sense.
Oh, I love it. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I let them, join in on the opener, but now I'm like, yeah, I can see
no
that.
need it. Because like I said, they can have fun. You can talk, Brad Pitt and Angelina, they can go, oh my God, I'd pick Angelina. Angelina is such a bad bitch, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, fun, blah, blah, blah. And then, Brad Pitt, like, I don't know, seems like a little weird, blah, blah, blah. She can have a great time talking and laughing and stuff. But then the minute's over. And it's like, do I have value for this guy standing here in front of me? I don't. Because I have no sense of how to judge his value. I've been talking. So if like right now, my friend is like, hey, we're about to go inside. I have to make a decision. Is this worth staying or not? Well, if there's no value here, if I've been talking, it's not. I'm going to go, oh, hey, it's nice talking to you. And I'm off. But if you've been talking and now it's like, that was funny. He's different. Hold on 1 second, might come out. Or we're about to go in there. Are you coming inside? That might come out. But if you let them talk, if the moment has to then be dependent on that moment of that 30 seconds, minute opener, and there may not be enough there for her to be compelled to want to give you more time. So that's why you have to do it. It's a false opinion opener, really.
Yeah. All right.
Run it again. Run it again.
Run it again. Here, we'll run it again. All right. Hey guys, who do you think lies more, men or women?
I'm gonna stop you again. Not who do you think? Hey guys.
Oh, damn it.
Hey guys, who lies more?
Okay. Hey guys, who lies more, men or women? See, I think that men, we lie all the time. Like, God, do we lie? But women, you guys tell bigger lies. Am I right?
Solid. Keep going. Don't wait for me. Keep going.
Make the exact same facial expressions.
Are you guys best friends? That's how that starts.
Yeah. Well, I've heard it that way too. But like, no, best friends, the best friend one.
Wait a second. You guys see, I go, wait a second. You guys are best friends. I can so tell. I don't ask. I don't give them doubt. Like I'm a doubtful guy. Like, oh, are you guys best friends? Like, no, I'm telling you, you're best friends. I can tell. You know why? You guys make the same exact facial expressions. Watch this. You guys use the same shampoo. See, doesn't even matter. The fact that you guys looked at each other screams out best friends. And you looked first, which means you run the show. Like that, you got to get in that. But go ahead, run it again.
All right. Hey guys, who lies more, men or women? See, I think that men, we lie all the time. Like, God, do we lie? But women, you guys tell bigger lies.
Slow that down a bit. You had it right there. I was hoping that you did it. Just go, but you guys tell bigger lies. Am I right? Because then it allows you to be playful. You don't want to tell girls that they tell bigger lies and not have it be playful.
I was thinking the same thing a while back. I was like,
right?
I looked it up.
It's like, Colgate, how do you say that and not get in trouble?
That.
Right? How do you not get girls to be like, what do you mean? It's like, because I'm playful. It's like, guys, we tell lies all the time. Like, God, do we lie? Shit. But women, you guys tell bigger lies. Am I right? It's all playful. I'm not being confrontational. I'm not judging. Yeah. I literally just said that guys do something shitty as well. And God, do we do a lot of it? Like it's all calibrated so that it keeps you in the safe zone if you play it right, delivery wise. So yeah, playful, smiled, all that. It needs to be like, it's no, this is just what it is. Since the test of time, women have told bigger lies. You know, a guy will say, yes, I'm on my way to pick you up while he's at the gas station buying an energy drink. A girl will say something like, it's your kid, you know, and it's not just, you know, like Chris Rock joke, right? So playful will let you say a lot more shit that is not necessarily acceptable to the masses.
Makes sense.
But go ahead one more time, and then we'll move on.
Okay. Hey guys, who lies more, men or women? See, I think that men, we tell.
All good. You can't do that.
Yeah,
You can't do that in field. So you just gotta
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
rolling. My tongue just got tied. It literally got tied. It's in a knot. So let me rerun that and then get into it again.
Yeah,
Whatever you gotta
give me a
do.
cherry stem.
Exactly. But you gotta keep it running.
All right. Hey guys, who lies more, men or women? See, I think that men, we lie all the time. Like, God, do we lie? But women, you guys tell bigger lies. Am I right?
It sounded a little scripted on the guy part, but other than that, the wording is better now that we've worked it a bit. It should be like, guys, we lie all the time. Like, God, do we lie? It has to be like you're in the moment of saying that. It can't appear to be something you go around saying to everyone. And when you say like, guys, God, do we lie? Women, they tell bigger lies. Like when you move it along that way, it feels like, this is something that he uses to talk to people, as opposed to like, guys, we lie all the time. Like, God, do we lie? But women tell bigger lies. Am I right? When you say it that way, it's more like it's spontaneous. It's like in the moment, you're realizing this now. This is happening right here, right now, as opposed to the latter. But good, work it out a bit more, run it a few times, send me an audio. I'll give you some more feedback, tell you, hey man, you're in the right direction, you're not, etc.
Thank you.
Anyone else that wants to run their material for some feedback? If not, I've done some openers already. So unless you want me to run any particular opener that I would approve that you run, because I'm not going to run openers that I don't approve of, because that's not going to help anybody. I'll get into a final thought, but yeah, who wants to go?
No, I said wheelchair opener.
Oh, fair. Yeah. So anyone else? Oh, wheelchair opener. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
The wheelchair opener?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, quick question. Dating a guy in a wheelchair, would you? What if it was a real nice wheelchair though? Like it's got rims, it's got the bouncy stuff, it's got some sparkly stuff. No? Oh, you're just one of those. That's it. Wheelchair opener. Just nonsense. Nonsense. I like the stuff that allows me to convey my value and convey who I am and convey that I am the best fucking shit that's happening right now in your life. Step into my reality. This is what I got going on. And that's stuff like Brad Pitt and Angelina, because if that's my biggest problem of the night, I'm probably doing okay in my life. So I enjoy those openers a bit more than the like fun wheelchair openers, like those are fine. Those are good for delivery. Hey guys, dating a guy in a wheelchair, would you? Oh, what if it was a really nice wheelchair? Like it's got spinners and rims, hydraulics, right? It's got neon lights coming from the bottom. No, like all that stuff is great. But again, it's a little bit limited because it's more of a stimulator, and that's the thing. Guys open with buying temperature material, stuff that just arouses, but it's not necessarily it's not going to be like what keeps the set from going forward. It still works, but it's not what would work at scale. If you did it with the hot girls 1,000 times, you would see that there's definitely more effective ways of getting through. So it's hard to tell a guy like, yeah, don't use that opener, because it's as an opener, it's fine if you segue into something else, if it's delivered right. But can I accomplish a lot more with different openers? Yeah, absolutely. So like, for example, is kissing cheating? Hey guys, is kissing cheating? Well, get this. My friend Ashley, she's been dating this guy, and he told her, Ashley, if you ever kiss another guy, that's it. We're done. It's cheating. Well, last night, things got a little crazy. She kissed a girl. Is that cheating? See, look, personally, I told her, I was like, look, any guy that's got a problem with, his girl kissing other girls, that's not a guy that I want to hang with, but she likes him. So whatever. And then that's it. Run, and that's the opener. And then from that point on, I can get a bit more feedback from them, Oh, oh yeah, kissing is cheating because blah, 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 blah. Didn't think of it that way. Are you guys best friends? And then I'm just moving it along, and that's it. I don't want to stay around in the opener. I don't want to milk the opener. Oh yeah, no, I agree. Blah, 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 blah. None of that. You don't got to agree with nothing that she says. None of that at the beginning. You don't want to build rapport when you meet the girl. I know it's counterintuitive. You want to get along with them, but that's not what gets it done. What gets it done is building tension and not getting along. You got to break rapport. That's why you neg. That's why you disqualify. And that's the subtlety there. All right, awesome. If anybody has any other questions regarding anything else aside from just routines or running their own, if there's any questions that are out of the scope, but still within the scope of today's lesson, so that I don't have to teach a whole, because that's the thing, right? Like the questions, if it's something that we can answer quick, no problem. But if it's something like, how do I deal with Amogs? That's a whole lesson. Like I can teach, that's an hour lesson if I was to teach it to you live. So it's how do I handle that question now? I can give you some liners like, gabba gabba schnabba gabba. The guy goes, what? And you go, cocksucking makes you deaf. Makes it hard to hear. I get it. And then it makes him look stupid, right? I can give you that. I can give you some mindset stuff, how you approach it, but it's very limited in the scope of the answer because it's an answer that requires more time. But if it's something quick, let's settle it now. If not, I have a final thought for you guys. And then we'll wrap this up. These CloseHerSchool lives are taking longer. I've actually, like, before I used to set out like an hour and a half. Now I'm setting out like 2.5 hours because I know that's how long they've been going. So I'm okay with that. But I see that, guys are like, hey man, like I got private messages like, hey, I got to go back to the gym since I have a client at 9:30. But amazing session. Like guys are leaving, hey, I got to get going, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's why the videos are available within 24 hours. You'll get a link emailed so that you can rewatch this, and it'll be available until Sunday. The reason is because I don't want them to just be accessible. If you have to take 2 weeks to watch this, chances are you've missed the opportunity to take what's here, apply it, and just move on to the next thing, because there's more stuff to get done. So that's the goal. So limited release, and then it's gone, because otherwise we get wrapped up on one single thing. But aside from that, if there's any other questions, the only thing I'll tell you guys is the weekly missions. You should definitely do them. I think everybody overlooks them, but they're not there for me. You should do them. There's stuff in there that prepares you for things that are coming up. Like what happens when an Amog says, we're not into your story, bro. Like things like that. It may not be happening now, but one day you're going to go into a set and some Amog is going to hit you with that exact line. And you can prepare for it now, take the time, or leave it to chance that you'll handle it when it happens. And then if it happens, you might not get the best viable perception of what could be accomplished within the set. And then you're having to handle that. Like, oh, some Amog made me feel, some Amog took my soul, man. How do I handle that? Like, well, don't let it get to that if you can avoid it. How would you do in the case of Amog? What does that mean? How would I do in the case? I literally just said it's a whole lesson. And yeah, no, I don't know how to even answer that after I just literally answered it. It's literally just asking the same question again, LV. So elaborate on that. And if you need like Amog actual lessons, then you got to get to a boot camp and learn it there, because either express online, virtual, or in real life, because we dive into Amog honestly not even until like the second boot camp, because until you're doing other stuff right, who's bothering you? And if guys are bothering you without girls, like I said earlier, you got to look at what's allowing them to do that. And that's all perception. That's all what you look like, what you're coming off like, that's letting guys do that. And then obviously culturally, different places will have more Amoggy guys, but overall, if guys are coming into your set or they're being Amoggy as you're entering the set, it's because they're perceiving you as trying to hit on the girls. So if you're talking to the girls and ignoring them, right? If you're not making them included, like I did the stripper name thing and then said, ah, dude, you're the porn star. Like those things, like that question has been totally answered. I would definitely check back the video tomorrow and clarify yourself on that. Oh, and by the way, to all of you guys that are that have bought the mindset, I've started a Telegram group for it because I want to make sure that everybody that has gotten the mindset has the support system in place so that they can get it established. So if you have gotten the mindset, there should be a link on your email to join the Telegram group. And once you do, read the welcome message and then do the compliance test, because I've had some people respond, but not with the compliance test. And that's the whole point. There's always, see, look, I want to tell you guys, you're always being tested. I mean, Armando will tell you more than anyone, he's getting the wrath of what Colgate is because he's 16 years old. So I got to give him the tough love that he needs. Otherwise, he's going to go fucking AWOL and go in a whole trajectory that's not where he needs to be. So I don't, sometimes people ask me questions. I'm a bit of a dick. Absolutely. But it's because nothing's handed here. You're always tested. So if I say like, hey man, if you want the how to start email, send me a DM. Can I tell you that weeds out most guys? Most guys will never reach out because they're not here for the right reasons. They'll consume this. Yeah, I signed up. I threw some money at the problem. I showed up, but they're not going to do anything with it. So if I just tell them like, yeah, just send me a message, half the guys don't even contact me. Like it's kind of that. So you're always being tested. And the best way that I can say that is that I'm never going to make it easy, because the easier it is, the easier that I make it for you guys, the less you'll actually get good and great at the skills. You have to force yourself a bit to go out of your way to find things out. So like, hey, Colgate, is this routine a good routine? Colgate, send me an opener. It's like, dude, why don't you send me an opener first? Tell me what you're using, and then I'll send you an opener if you need it. But just asking for things, like, I'm not very keen on just giving you a fish. I'd rather teach you how to fish, and then you can be self-sufficient. Because guess what? For most of your life, Colgate will not be going out with you. Whether you come to boot camps or not, I'm not going to be there for the most part of your life. You're going to have to learn how to coach yourself. You're going to have to be able to see the game clearly. And Jesse, if you're getting caught up with the, oh man, my ego was already bummed out because the night didn't go how I planned. That's what I mean by not seeing the game clearly, because I know I left you hanging on what that even means. But that was the point of that, is to show you that you're getting caught up in the wrong stuff. Who cares if the night didn't go well? Who cares? Oh, my ego. Fuck that. Fuck your ego. Irrelevant information. Like you're hanging on to the wrong stuff. What can be done better? What are my start, stop, and continues? Are they specific? And if they are, then I have an action game plan to do better the next time. I know that if I have to be more funny on my start, stop, and continues, it says run Brad Pitt and Angelina 5 times because it's a funny routine. Problem solved. That's what I mean by seeing the game clearly. And you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to coach yourself, shed the skin every time and move to the next set with the lessons, and all that stuff has to be developed as well. Otherwise, you're the guy that has to always come on a boot camp to learn how to coach himself. And that's not the goal. The goal is to be self-sufficient and have sustainability and longevity. And unless you learn how to coach yourself through it, it makes it very hard to know, like I said before, right? It's hard to know whether you're doing well or not in the game, because chances are when you're not doing well is when you're growing, assuming that you're doing things right. Because if you're just not doing things well and there's no system, there's no process, then you're just not doing things well. That's you're not succeeding. But if you're doing things right and you're pushing things, delivery, you're trying the material that's going to force you to build the skills, it becomes very, how do I interpret all this? So that clarity, that vision of like, this is how I see the game, this is what the game is about, is super important. So yeah, that's what I have to say. My final thought for today is a very simple one. Anxiety, right? I've been conceptualizing anxiety a lot, because a lot of the guys, the reason that they're not getting the hot girls is because they're not opening them. I think Jesse actually said it. It's like the only way I'm going to get the hot girls if I open her. And that's the mentality that you got to have, unless you're opening sets that are worthy, because it's easy to open the sets that are easy visually. You can go in, sure, who cares if I get rejected by the ugly girl or if it goes well, who cares? But if the girls matter, there should be a bit of anxiety there. You know, I don't ever believe in the concept of, you know, I'm numb to this stuff. Oh, you know, it's so repetitive. I've gotten, you know, used to running the material. I've ran the routines 100 times. I'm bored, blah, blah, blah. It's like all of that just tells me the girls aren't hot enough. As soon as the girls are hot, it changes everything. So the hotter the girls and the more you can stay proficient with that mentality of like, this is just a normal thing. And then if you tell me, hey man, you know, I'm bored of it, but I'm opening 9s, then I'm going to tell you like, either you're not really opening 9s or like, dude, what the fuck else do you want here? It's working with 9s to the point that you're bored. What the fuck? Like, so either way, right? So with that said, the final thought is simple. It's no amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything that is going to happen anyway. And with that said, I'll leave you guys off. Send me questions on DMs. You know where to reach me. The recording's available 24 hours from right now. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one. And until then, Colgate out. Later, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Take care.
Yeah, go Gates.
Take care, guys.